get mine. Get yours, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. Today gon' be a good day. Jack gon' keep it playing from the Genesis. As I'm blowing dope, being broke my only nemesis. Remember when it wasn't all good, I used to reminisce. Felt like I was going through hell with no deliverance. Niggas throwing salt in the game, condoning ignorance. But when it's really in you, not on you, we know the difference. Nigga ain't no willing and dealing, we really killing shit. My brother passed a shooter like Luca, he gave me 10 assists. Nigga, I was Dennis before you knew what a menace is. Now I just spread love to these bitches, ho, I'm a feminist. Way they running back to the dick, they think they Emmitt Smith. No real player gon' break it, that shit be imminent. Yeah. Nigga, we was trapping out the tenement. Niggas ain't hard, they just loud, them niggas impotent. And in it for the glory, my life story is intricate. Don't crash out for the money and watch the niggas you get it with. I say it all, cause I'm past the point that I'ma play with y'all. And as the president, I'ma have to revoke your player call. Don't think the nigga ever was real, and he gon' stay a fraud. Don't think a nigga bluffing is not nothing to break them all. Saquon, ho, it's not nothing to shake them all. With no street clothes in my bed, ho, better take them all. Just get that cheese, breaking that bread, and I can stay involved. Wanna look sweet in my side seat, got to pay the cost.
I got dope and cheese, I'm smoking G's. While I was scaling dope and weed, y'all been yelling broken knees. You gon' do it, baby, do it, gotta hold and squeeze. For real, it's cold out here, one of you hoes gon' freeze. Rob the reverend, call the blessing, hold your nose, don't sneeze. Poop, nigga. Oops, nigga. Pull up in that big shit like I'm too big for that coupe, nigga. Too legit to quit, no, I'm just too legit for you, nigga. Twin towers feel the power when we speaking, nigga. Cope like I was in the ghost with Tommy Egan, nigga. If your bitch looks suspicious, she probably creeping, nigga. If you heard this shit before, it's probably me. And don't ask me about no money, I'ma tell you, let me hold something. 60K and debt be walking around like I don't owe nothing. So and so got shot up, I just act like I don't know nothing. I call love, but we make a hit and miss a home run.
let's do this. Okay. Okay. I don't. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Okay. I thank you all for watching. I thank you all for tuning in. Thank you so much. Much respect to the family. All right. I don't know. That's right. I'm not on the same one. There we go. Okay. So, all right. Respect. All right. Let me make sure all of this is in order. Let me make sure everything is intact. All right. Cool beans. Make sure my microphone settings are correct. All right, y'all. Mic check 1, 2. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much for, just, I guess you can say just taking the time to chill with your boy. So, don't mind me. I just want to put my hat on. All right. So, there we go. Much respect to the family. And I appreciate any and everybody for tuning in. Now, this right here, this is going to be one of those weird nights. It's going to be real weird, like real seriously weird. I don't know how I'm going to deal with it. So I'm just letting you guys know off rip. I don't really know how I'm going to handle what I'm hearing, but I can tell you this much. I'm here to give you what it is that you're looking for. Now let's get straight into it. I already know attention span is short, so I got to hurry up. Can't talk too long. So let's go ahead and do this right here. Let me go ahead and set up my phone. Well, there that goes. There that go. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. This commercial break is brought to you by, I don't even really know. Let's just take a quick commercial break and we're going to go ahead and get into the video. Thank you. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I gotta keep going. 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 I don't half step cause I know the full truth. The devil cooking, he don't know that I could cook too. When life give me pressure, I still show the good fruit. I treat it like my last rep and I just push through. I don't believe in failure cause I can't afford it. And if it ain't meant for me, then I ain't about to force it. I think about the victory and trigger my endorphins. The mission too important, ain't no way I could abort it. So I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going.
Okay. I have a few things that I would like to talk about. I have a few things that I would like to show. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, this first segment right here, the very first thing that I would like to present primarily, more than anything, is the reflection of how we should be thankful that there are those of us who we don't partake in, I guess you can say, the dating market. I don't know. I only say that in regards to what it is that I see. And it is really effed up out here. Now, of course, as always, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for being here. I can see everybody. Hey, what's up? What's going on? I see you on the IG side. Okay, now, salute. Wow, I'm getting quite a bit of love on this IG side. Oh, wow. Hey, what's up? What's going on? All right. Salute to my family on the Facebook page. Salute to my family right over here on YouTube. All right. The dating market, and it being as effed up as it is, it's really effed up. How effed up is it? Let's go ahead and look at it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's take a time and let's reflect on some things.
Comment va aller? Just introduce yourself. Yeah. So, what's your type though?
Okay, so I like a tall guy.
Yeah.
And
My boy, stay right here for me. Why did you pop your balloon?
Well, it was the fit and the glasses.
The fish.
I can't see. How is it my fault?
What's your name? What's your name? And your age and what you do for a living?
My name is Mario. I'm 28. I'm a famous live streamer, and I bring like at least 130,000 a month. So, whoever ready for me, come on. We gone.
Well, nobody popped the balloon. We're gonna go down the line and see why they didn't pop the balloon.
Okay.
What's your name? What's your age? What you do for a living?
I'm Grace. I'm 21, and I'm a waitress and a hairstylist.
Okay, so why didn't you pop your balloon? What do you like about this guy?
Maybe his income, but I can't see his face. So, he could just...
Want me to take my mask off?
Yes, please.
I mean,
All right. It's very interesting. I had no clue that's how deep it was. I had no clue that's how deep it was. Much respect to everybody in the building. I see you. I appreciate you. You said what? He should. I mean, if that's how you feel. All I know is that the dating market is something terrible. That's why I'm so relieved that I've been freed from that. Let's keep going. right, so I have a video I'm getting ready to pull up. Don't anybody mind how it is that I operate at this point. I can't front. Once it gets around a certain time of night, what you're experiencing right now with Smitty is the reflection of when one truly is encompassing peace. I might be a little bit too chill for y'all. If I am, so what? I am on spiritual medication, and it feels awesome. As a matter of fact, it feels so good, I don't even know how to genuinely take it. Man, there's something about when you come to the point where you're there with yourself. It's a spiritual medication. It's something about prayer. It's something about solitude. It's something about having that moment just to be. Brings you smooth into light. My bad. Didn't mean to have my arms moving while speaking. Now, let's go ahead and get into this. I got a video I want to pull up. Now, in this video I'm going to pull up, we're going to go ahead and get back to it. This is the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Apparently there's a lot going on. Let's see what's going on. The only thing I do is present the information. It's only a show if you all make it one. At this point, that's not my job. I'm only going to present. If it's not a show to you, it's because you didn't make it one. Let's go.
What made that one man different from the rest that you decided to shoot your shot?
He tried to play me and told me no, and now he got my ass.
I'm not shooting my shot at no man. That's just me. Period.
But
Ego thing.
But that's also ego,
my
though.
ego's at 1,000.
But that's also ego, though.
Also, there was a part.
Ego is at 1,000. So she's edged God out of her life 1,000 times over. Just my perception. Very interesting. I only have my perspective and my perspective only. Let's keep going.
Part of my ego that was like, nah, you bugging. I'm really fired. Like,
That's ego.
So is he different from the rest? That's why.
But see, in reverse, if you would have played him, you'd just be like, all right,
actually, no. I just told the nigga no the other day at the club.
And what happened?
That's a fact.
You got a man,
And what
you
happened?
supposed to be telling the nigga no.
Okay, but like I'm saying, he took it very easily because no niggas be out here wilding with no's. So he came up to me. He was like, oh, he saw me and I like ignored it already. And then he was like, oh, he came up to me. He was like, oh, trying to talk to me and shit. And I was like, oh, I'm Ebony, but and then he was like,
you doing too much. Not my girl.
Never.
Now, what I'm going to do for this evening is I'm splitting this in half. I'm going to show a dynamic in which where we are today. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to flip and I'm going to go back in time. I will show that to a degree. And then I'm going to go right smooth smack down the center lane, right? And hopefully we can get a strike on these bowling pins. Let's keep on rocking out.
He walked up to me
for the streets. What you talking about?
He walked up to me and was like, oh, I'm Ebony. Yeah, my name, right. He said, I'm Ebony. And then he was like, oh, I take no very well. You acting like XYZ. And I was like, well, no. Simple as that. And then
maybe he's just going to get another drink. Maybe. Just possibly. Maybe that's all he's doing.
And then he walked away. It was respectful and everything. As long as respectful interaction.
I just want to say something real quick. This is the first time Drew ever walked off the show. So y'all made history today.
Oh, snap. Did they just make history? Let's go ahead and get to it. This is the first question. Let's rock out.
Okay.
Listen, let me get to this first topic, right? What's the best way for a woman to ask a man for money?
What is the best way for a woman to ask a man for money? I don't know what a woman's answer would be. Let me make sure that my mic is all the way. Don't mind me. Okay, boom. What's the best way for a woman to make sure, I guess that a man asks for money? The best thing I can say is for that woman to be genuine with that man. When a woman is absolutely 100% genuine, and if that woman just shows even drops of an interest of what that man wants to do and his passions, if that woman shows any drops of a concern for what it is that man has goals for, these are what we call I guess you could say the priceless intangibles. There it is. Priceless intangibles. When you as a woman are able to give that man absolutely and anything that he could ever dream of, that he cannot buy, that he cannot put his hands on, including you. That's right. Guess what? You're giving that man something that he cannot put his hands on, including you. Once you do that, there's nothing that man won't give you. You won't have to ask. That's the mistake. If anybody thinks that with this right here, all right, with this right here, if anybody thinks that this is a real question,
It's turned off.
Yeah.
let's go. Let's go.
I respect that. I respect that. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
So I'm Zanaya. I go by The Money also. My Instagram is _ she's official. SheoffIcial. My Facebook is Zanaya Mayer.
Any other thing?
Like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the notification bell. I've been on the ass about that. Daily Wrap-Up Crew, man. Make sure I cop that.
I'm wearing. Just shut up and start the show, man. What the fuck?
I was like, but where's our shirt?
DailyWrapperCrew.com for a woman to ask a man for money.
The people that was late.
I was on time.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You get this guy.
Listen, let me get to this first topic, right? What's the best way for a woman to ask a man for money?
Okay, so again, you don't. Ladies, you don't ever have to ask us for anything. We want to give it to you. Now, that is contingent. What is it contingent upon? It is contingent upon the fact that you actually recognize that you pour into that man. When you pour into that man with the things that we cannot put our hands on, we will give you any and everything that you can put your hands on. And those that in which you can't, as well. It's nothing we won't do for you. There is absolutely nothing that we will not do for you if you are that one and your intentions are intentional and you actually do proceed in this fullest form of one step closer. Let's go.
I read that question over and over again.
Mhm.
I feel like as a woman, you should like know who you're appealing to, and sometimes I feel like men kind of cater to the more damsel in distress. So if you ask somebody something,
Now I want us to pay attention to this main dynamic, okay? This is something that I've peeped, that I've noticed now, right now, as she's on this panel, right? Boom.
Or a woman to ask a man for money.
I read that question over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as a woman, you should like know who you're appealing to, and sometimes I feel like men kind of cater to the more damsel in distress. So
the reason why communication between us is so effed up, you know, I play these things back for a reason, man. Salute, man. Salute. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the sister Almond Eyes 78. Make sure you go over there, support our own, because we are all that we got. If we don't support each other, nobody else will. They may not like you, but I love us. Let's go. Now, I want us to pay attention to this. What did she say? She said, I feel like, okay, cool. We understand that as men. That's what sometimes you all as women may do. You feel some kind of way. The thing that kills me is there are 3 women, there are 3 men. I am real big on, I swear on, at any point, if I know that there's a woman in my stance in the audience, or if there is a woman that is on the panel, I'm not going to say I feel like anything with women. I'm going to say what my experience has been, and then I will ask you all, hey, how true is this when it comes to the overall? So my point is, she's sitting there and she's around 3 men. Now let's go back to why relationships are so effed up in these spaces. Let's go back to why we just can't seem to get it together. Why can't we get it together? I know why we can't, because everybody is, listen, is innocent and is chill. Like, she ain't say nothing that was like out of this world, right? But she said something that's very, very poisonous. I feel like men, don't you ever have to feel like anything with us if you're around us enough. Ask us. Find solid, thorough men that you actually respect and ask them what it is that you feel when it comes to us. Now, watch this. It doesn't stop with that one man, because that one man is not the be all end all of all of us. Just like y'all are sisters. The last time I checked, let me bust out and say, hey, you remind me of my ex in any form of fashion. I guarantee you that's not going to be taken and looked at as too bright. They messing with the live. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. They messing with the live. I got them little bars up. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to this. Nah, real talk though. So when we sit back and we think about these things, you know, this is why when I hear the things that I hear, I say, okay, jinkies. Now we're starting to sit in. Now we're starting to click. Nobody wants to ask anybody anything. How many times have you yourself have been in a circumstance and you're like, why you ain't just ask me? It could be a friend, family, your own kids, bestie, someone you were involved with or are involved with, whatever. A relationship in your life, colleague, co-worker, old classmate, new classmate, now classmate, you name it. You ain't never, if you've lived long enough, said to somebody, hold on, wait a minute. That's what you heard? Why didn't you just ask me? We don't want to do that. Why? Because it's very, very easy to just point a finger. You know what's real easy to do? Try to figure out whose fault it is as opposed to why a fault even occurred in the first place. See, trying to figure out why did a fault occur, that's going to take a lot much more work. It's a lot more difficult to try to figure out why something's happening. We don't want to try to figure that out. It's a lot easier to say, you know what? Although, watch this. Look at my hand. 3 pointing back at me. Hey, I got this fake index with a fake thumb as a barrel to point at you. Well, when you get past those points in life, you definitely will be to the factor of you live in bliss. When you live in bliss, you realize that's really how I live. Why do I live like that? Because I've come and I've given myself the peace of mind to know that there are people out here who will continuously, no matter what you say to them. I could talk to you tonight. There will be people who will still wake up tomorrow, turn right around after saying, you got a point, Smitty. Oh man, smack on point. They'll turn right around tomorrow and they don't know that you're watching them and they'll be on this type mode.
Toby be good nigga for massa. Good nigga.
You can stay here.
Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. Toby be real good.
Nah, that's not to who you think it is. That's us being slaves to ourselves. You know who was patting him on the head? Himself. Watch. Being slaves, see, it's one thing to be encompassed within yourself. It's a whole nother thing to be a slave to oneself. Man, what's the difference, Smitty? I got you, random person who might be watching or who catch the replay. When you encompass yourself, you learn about you. And then you become the best you possible. When you become a slave to yourself, that's when you decide to find out who you are through exterior motives. Social media, TV, your social circle. I don't care who it is. Look, your own family. Build who you are based on who you are. One more again for the win. Build who you are based on who you are. Let's let that sit. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's get back to the video.
If you ask somebody something, 9 times out of 10, they don't want to do it. So I feel like if you ask without telling, that's the best way to go about it. I feel like direct.
No. Let me help you out, young sis. You know how I've had, listen, let me explain something to you. I've had more things given to me from women, never asked for it. Never asked them to send me this. One day I was just told, hey, you got your package? What? Yeah, I mailed you something. One day they just showed up at my door and they had this gift. One day we was just out and about and they was like, I want to buy you this. I don't ask for it. Now, it does make it real difficult because me as a man, I know, hold on, are you doing this because you're genuinely doing it with your true intentions, or are you just trying to build a case for the future? I did this, I did that. You ain't do shit. Remember that time you know how people do things and try to throw it in your face later like they did something so much grand and spectacular? Interesting. The fact is this. When you pour into a person who you have vetted thoroughly, what does vetting mean? Observe. Don't make it too deep. Don't try to add a whole bunch of extra nothing. To vet is to observe. To observe is to analyze. To analyze is to come to a thorough conclusion. Simple. Stop trying to make this stuff difficult. Relationships are not as tough as we try to make them to be. People make it difficult. People make it difficult by trying to give all these extra fancy, explanations as to why it is the way it is. No, it is the way it is because that's how it was designed and created long before you even knew what a relationship meant by definition. The time right now is 10:51 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's get back to the video.
Directly asking somebody is just like, okay, but the other route you can go is just demanding it and then giving them the option to leave if they don't want to give it to you.
What?
Okay. That's what I feel like you should do.
You gotta.
Did she laugh because it was contagious to laugh when somebody else's laugh? Or did she laugh because she's like, I know I just said something that was just strictly on some.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Was it that, or was it more so on the note of when she said that deep down in her soul, she knows the true voice that was speaking during that outburst of a last laugh was...
God have mercy upon us.
I don't know. You tell me. So we're going to go ahead and get back to the video. I'm going to do radio talk simply because they keep messing with the live. I don't want y'all looking at a whole bunch of glitching. You can hear the voice clear. That's all we need. Let's go.
So give me money or I'm out.
No, it's like, what are we doing here?
Giving you money?
No, like it's kind of like, okay, so everybody in your life, now I'm about to like bridge off, but I feel like if you come to him as a woman that's independent that can do for herself, they always look at it like, what are you adding to the table? If I could pay for my own nails, and I feel like I must go into a tangent. I don't want to talk about it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so
you know what's so tricky, fellas? Trying to determine when you're dealing with a woman. Look, the fact is this: in this day and age, women will say, I can pay for my own everything and anything. Let me help y'all out. Don't ever think that don't mean she don't want you to do it. As a matter of fact, you know what I learned? When you hear a woman say, I can pay for my own everything, I don't need you to do anything, that really means they really want you to do things for them. Y'all remember that little line in Lauryn Hill's verse when it was, what was it? Sweetest Thing. What did Lauryn say? So I tell you leave when I mean stay. You know what's so tricky, ladies, for us as men? We sit back and we say to ourselves, I'm going to not even acquiesce, but I will adjust to how it is that you see these things should be and work out. And then when you actually try to do that, a lot of times that backfires on us. It don't work. We actually do listen to you. We thinking like, all right, well, I'll just do the little things. And nah, she ain't want that. She really did want you to spoil her. She really did want all of those things that you speak about. Gotta keep that in mind. Let's go.
If I can do for myself, what are you bringing to the table for me?
What could you
as a man?
I love that. Hold on. Oh man, I love that.
In your life, now I'm about to like bridge off, but I feel like if you come to him as a woman that's independent that can do for herself, they always look at it like, what are you adding to the table? If I could pay for my own nails, and I feel like I must go into a tangent. I don't want to talk about it.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so if I can do for myself, what are you bringing to the table for me?
What could you
as a man?
Yeah.
The only way a person will ever be able to be the most different and most magnificent in your eyes is the day that you wake up and two things occurred. It's going to be one of two, if not both things occurred at some point. You either went through something with that person, or that person most definitely has been able to provide you with a service, with the service and the servitude of everything I'm giving you, you can't buy. You got to have that person look at you. And when they look at you, you don't even know why they're doing it, but they like just daydreaming and they in their thoughts. And you might look at them and say, what's up? And they like, nothing. Whole time when they was staring at you, what went through that person's mind was, you give me everything I never know. I mean, you give me everything I know I never can buy. What do you mean? What do you bring to the table? That's why I find it so funny and silly when I hear men or women say, I pay for everything. What can you possibly do? There are things in life that are so precious in value you can't pay for. You can't pay for loyalty. You can pay for security. You can't pay for that security to be loyal to you. Hold on now. You can't pay for love. You cannot pay for acknowledgement. You can't pay for a person to truly value. They can acknowledge your intentions and principles and your, let's say, standards of life. You can't make nobody care about it. Again, I find it fascinating as well as so hilarious and entertaining, but sad all in one when I hear people speak in that manner. That lets me know, honestly, how physical you are. You're very physical as far as, let's say that's my nice way of calling you shallow. It's very shallow. You can pay for everything, so what can you do? Do you really know what love consists of? Love consists of everything you cannot pay for. You can't pay for somebody to want to stick by your side when you're in a down and out. You can't pay for somebody to understand when you're going through a rough time. You just got to come across that person that recognizes it. You can't pay for a person to want to stay with you after a horrible accident. You can't pay for somebody to genuinely want to learn you. Most people got student loan debts, let alone trying to figure out who you are. You can't pay for none of this stuff. None of these things are of the tangible. I mean, none of these things are of the tangible. These are all the things that are intangible. And what I've learned in my days living is that what is the intangible, that's the most important. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. What we're going to do is we're going to take a real brief commercial break. And this commercial break is brought to you by, I guess it's me, whatever.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hold my ground, never run, understand to overcome. Golden child, God sent me, I'm the chosen one. Understand lone stars, focus like an artist on. Concrete when I write, damn right the hardest one. When I bleed, lava leaks, cause I'm hotter than the sun. Trying to stack a whole loaf, cause I'm tired of eating crumbs. Can't speak peace around me, you better watch your tongue. Yeah, I'm cool, but I wreck, beat you like a set of drums. Kirking out, busting off, kinda like a loaded gun. Rhymes like morphine, cause I be the dopest one. And I'm keeping it real. CPG's what I rap, but I'm keeping it real. All you perpetrating, hating niggas head for the hills. I got some DC gorillas that'll eat your grill. During this time of Babylon, the beef is real. Understand that the beef is real. Yeah.
All right. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The time right now is 10. Oh, no, that's not a 10. 11:02 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all for watching. Thank you so much.
Yeah, as a man, if I have my job together, I have a car, I have a crib, I have bread and stuff like that, the least you can do is just make sure that I'm okay in like aspects that I don't really ask for. So if I'm asking without telling, I feel like that's the way to ask a man for money. Does that make sense?
Simple as that. And then he walked away. It was respectful and everything.
Okay. So let me pull up that scene. I didn't know that was them. Let's go ahead and let's look at this. What happened?
Ebony, yeah, my name, right. He said, I'm Ebony. And then he was like, oh, I take no very well. You acting like XYZ. And I was like, well, no. Simple as that. And then he walked away. It was respectful and everything. As long as respectful interaction.
I just want to say something real quick. This is the first time Drew ever walked off the show. So yeah, I made history today.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Shit.
I'm not gonna lie, I asked around. And some guy said, he was like, he was like, well, I feel comfortable when a girl asks me that if I let her know that like all my shit is already handled. Like if I get paid, all my bills paid off and shit, and she asks me for her nails done, then it's like on some shit where it's like, okay, I don't mind. So, but honestly, me personally, I don't want to have to ask. I want you to want to do it. That will come with time. Yeah, might not.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We know this comes with time. The thing is that the impression that you give that man is the impression that that man is going to go off. He's going to go off that vision. If you come off as a chick that's like, I don't really require much, I don't need nothing, you can't buy me, I can't be bought, you know, all of these things we hear, we get it. It makes you sound like something. It makes you sound, I guess, not needy. All right, whatever. The fact is this, we need to recognize that that man will respond accordingly. If you come off like you don't really require or want anything, you're not going to get anything. You thinking we're just supposed to know that you want something? I'll tell you this. You want to know what's so crazy, ladies? It's not always about that man just went and got you stuff and you didn't have to ask. And you're like, oh yeah, this is him. That man could have a whole nother ulterior motive set up. I'm not saying that's always the case. I don't want to mess up nobody's thought process on a situation, nor can I, because I'm fully aware I can't. I'm only speaking something into the ether. There is a lot of that takes place. We got to remember that there are a lot of people who just like, they don't know how to recognize there are different categories of love language. You know how they say, what's your love language? Love language isn't always about what you receive as far as love. First of all, when I hear love, the first thing I think of is, what can I do for you? before I ever think of myself. So off rip, when I hear love language, the very first thing that comes to my mind is how I can love you. Now watch this. If you don't tell me how you want to be loved, I don't have a clue of how to go about it at all. I have no clue. Having a high expectation of communication from me. Okay, hold on, wait. Having a high expectation of communication from me, but also expecting me to read minds is crazy. Listen, the fact is this. A lot of us as men have had to learn the hard way. You better be able to read that woman's mind in some form or fashion. I'll just, rabbit ears. You better be able to read that woman's mind in some form or fashion, or you will be left behind. One day you're going to get, you used to do this, but you don't anymore. One day you're going to get, yeah, well, that's what it was. And now it's different. Now you're going to get, that's no longer how I feel. Bruh, you're going to get so many like really, really deep, dark words of the pits of straight blackness that will be spoken to you. And that will come because exactly what you said right here, right? You said it right there. Having a high expectation of communication, right? From me, right? I'm with you, but also expecting me to read your mind is crazy. It's absolutely out of this world. Absolutely salute. Much respect to you, my sister. Pretty sure you'll just hang out in the chat, but if you chose to come up and speak your mind, doors open for you. You know the red carpet will be rolled out. Let's get back to the video.
I'll be that long. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm down after like month 5 and I need my nails done, I always get my nails done.
I know one way y'all be asking for money, like subliminally.
They messing with the live. Don't worry about it. How do you always get your nails done? Do you get your nails done simply because you actually are just putting yourself in a position to be poured into? Or are you just really, really good at begging without saying, please, please, pretty please? There is a difference. Nobody wants to mention it, but I will. Let's go.
Like y'all always talking about, damn, these bills, it's that time of the month. These bills is like, y'all always talk about y'all bills and how hard it is to pay these bills. I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent this week.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like,
It's a thin line between asking and begging, though. Like,
but that's not a begging. That's like a subliminal. You trying to guilt me into like.
But then, like, isn't that like your? Isn't that like?
I've never really dealt with the guilt trip of it. I've only dealt with, I was either able to pick it up and know that that's what she wanted, or I got left because I didn't. I never really been put on a guilt trip. I might have little signs and hints dropped. And if I'm not able to pick it up, the next man gonna pick it up and take her right along with it.
At a time, y'all. One at a
Isn't
time.
that like your instinct though, for you to like pick up on stuff like that? When a woman is asking you for money, but she's not asking you for money, then like, do you feel like that's the time where you supposed to like step and be like, all right, I throw you a little something?
That's the time where I step and I leave. Or you talking about?
I agree.
Because if you're not my shorty, there's no reason you should be trying to guilt me into.
Okay, but you made it seem like
we're not.
I didn't say nothing about a relationship. I'm just saying, what's the best?
But I didn't say nothing about a relationship either. Okay. So I mean, if you not with her, so that's your line. Then if I'm not with you, you're not getting no bread out of me.
Yeah, you gotta be my shorty. I'm not giving no random woman no money for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That ain't true at all. That's That's not true. Niggas will make whole itineraries and make sure that they let you know to put on different outfits and everything else. Niggas will go ahead and make sure that, especially if they feel like that they can take you from somebody. You want to know what's so weird? Us as men will work more harder to take a woman from a man than we would to get a woman ourselves. I know this through the combat and battle and competition of men. For the record, don't nobody take anything I'm saying as something that is like directly. No. Men will actually, like, now I want us to think about it. Well, Smitty, what's the proof that you have on that? How many times have we heard songs that speak about, whether it's rap or R&B, whatever, in our genre in which we listen to? How many times have you heard in that line, steal your B, take your girl, got your girl in the back seat, she on the phone with you while giving me head, whatever it might be? How many times have we heard these things? Again, I'm only speaking about things most people just, for whatever reason, don't want to admit and or say. That happens. The fact is that it's something about the nature of humans. I won't even be able to say to take, but to conquer, but simultaneously to conquer in that definition. Part of it is taking. So you get conquered, you get conquered. What you need to do is make sure that you prepare yourself for the next battle. Don't get overthrown again.
Man, like, what was you doing before I got here?
But what am I asking you for money for if we not working towards or in a relationship? Me personally,
women are
I'm gonna ask you for something if we in a relationship. If I'm looking towards us like being in a relationship, 9 out of 10 I'm already invested in you.
Mhm.
So make that step to make me feel like this is really us. Personally.
Yeah,
but again, I'm not asking you for anything that's crazy. I'm not asking you for anything that's out of your means. I'm not asking you to buy me no house. But nigga, if you know I get my nails done every 2 weeks and I'm down this week and I'm like, damn, I really wish I had my nails done.
Well, that means you
then
don't have,
maybe you should greet me as your woman and be like, oh, you need your nails
that
done.
means you don't have your priorities in check. And if
No, that means I was down.
that means you don't need your nails done this week.
That's
that means
true.
You can't handle it.
That's true, but that's the thing. I always get my nails done. I don't need you to. It's just that it is what it is, and that's true. But that also means that is just not. You're just not someone I can look towards to be like, okay.
Over nails, y'all can't even wipe your asses with these nails.
I
This
can't
shit
know.
ain't that important. What the fuck?
No, nails is an example.
Hold on.
Nails is an example for me to be like.
God have mercy upon us.
I'm not asking you for nothing that I can't cover. I would never ask you to buy me.
That's the funniest part about it. Ladies, we will hear. You ain't asking for that. Again, we hear that 24/7. You can pay for it yourself. Fellas, let me just say this. Just pay for it and buy it just off GP. Just do it to do it. And I'm not talking about for any chick. You got me twisted. I'm talking about that one that you see is a possible the one. And that only. Do it just to do it. Like, just avoid it. Like, you know, I'm here to speak that message. You can get left behind if you just don't know how to pick that up. If you don't know how to pick up them gauges and those key notes, that'll happen to you too. Let's go.
Cover your nails, so that's a problem.
No, like I just said, if you know that I get them done a specific time, I'm saying I don't have to. That's the point.
Listen, as a man, I don't give a fuck when you doing your nails. That's not something on my fucking calendar. She does nails on Tuesday.
Exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. See, the thing about that part is as well, Now, I'm only saying that do it just to do it because I recognize that there's a large group of men out here who they will go for those type of chicks. Okay. That's what you're going to do, then do it. For those of us who might have been roadside or blinded by one who said it was one thing and really that's not what it was. I'm talking about my life, my entire life. I promise you, you need to recognize that the one who really wants to be with you, they're not going to require those things. They don't care about that. You want to know the number one thing that they're so infatuated with? Just being around you. You all spending time. There's nothing more priceful or priceless than you all spending just time. They can't wait to be in your arms. They can't wait to just spend time. Can't get past that. Again, I will tackle every single aspect of this stuff when we talk about relationships on the premises of these are the things nobody else wants to say. Nobody else wants to talk about it. It's not important. We're too focused on just trying to figure out who's wrong, who's right, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get nowhere. We're not going to push no conversation forward. So I don't care how boring it is. I'm going to tap in on it. Let's go.
No, I don't give a fuck. Okay? So I'm going to tell you
as a nigga who wants to be my nigga on every Tuesday, every other Tuesday, you would notice that I get my nails done.
That will never be my
priority. That's what I mean.
That will never be my priority.
That's not your dude. That's a sponsor. That's a nigga who's sponsoring your lifestyle. Boy. Ladies, there's a huge difference between a dude that wants to buy you because they really just want to hit and they want to be around you. And there's a huge difference between the dude that you may not think wants to pay for things for you. And you may even call that nigga cheap. But guess what? He has a whole life plan. A whole life plan. You can also come across a dude that don't want to pay for stuff because he can't and he just broke. Listen, man, like, we just don't get it, yo. Listen, ladies, there are a lot of dudes that's going to say they'll buy you this, they'll do that, they'll do this, they'll do that, they'll set up this, they'll set up that. I promise you, do not let that shit fool you. That does not mean that man wants to be with you forever. Stop that, man. Don't mean that. He was able to show you a really, really nice time real quick. Okay. What about the man that has a lifetime goal and plan? Everything he got set up, you may not see come to fruition for like the next 2 years or so. And even then, within them 2 years, you may only be able to see like sparks and pieces of it. Guess what? That's a man that has a lifelong plan. Why do I speak of that? Because I know for a fact our headspaces are, let's think about it, videos. There are a lot of people who have clicked onto this and clicked off because it wasn't a short. You know, some of us are very, very aware that the attention span with people is just very low. Now, if we know most people don't even want to look at or retain information if it's over 5 minutes, what makes you think somebody wants to wait 5 years to see a plan come to fruition? That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave you with sis right here. Now let's get back to the video.
Your nails. Hey, now if we're in a relationship and you need some money, I want you to say straightforward what you need the money for, and I'm gonna decide if you should get the money, whether if it's a need or a want.
Nope. I mean, he said something, But nah, listen, first of all, if you're with a woman, see, this is all the stuff I be breaking down. Fellas. Why are you with a woman that you have to act like that's a child? Like, you gotta try to gauge if your teenager is being honest about they're gonna use this $35 for the movies or not. One more game for the win. Ladies, when you pour into that man, there's nothing we won't do for you automatically. You don't have to ask for nothing. I see you. Okay, let's go ahead and introduce some of the family. My bad, sis. Yeah, we're going to get you in here. I want to get you an intro. Let's get a real nice intro. And with that being said, everybody, welcome to Oh So Lovely, the Oh So Precious, Queen Miss Galaxy.
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children. I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
There she go. What's going on, family? Much respect to you. I know you've been listening. I've been seeing you. Go ahead, just jump right on in. I digress. My mic is muted. You got the floor, sis. You know this for you.
Well, I haven't been here long, so I've just been chilling out for a little while. But I agree with everything that you're saying. When guys, I'm not going to even say men, because men don't operate in that fashion. But when guys want to impress you, yeah, they'll do little petty ass shit like take you to a fancy ass restaurant, get your hair and your nails done because they know you a simple ass female and that shit is going to impress you. But women are not trying to be impressed. Men are not trying to impress. We got fucking goals we trying to accomplish. So that little petty shit don't mean nothing. And just like you said, when a man or a woman has a life plan, ain't nobody thinking about no goddamn nails or no hair or trying to go out to eat or going on no damn trip. Like, that's petty as fuck. Like, get your life together. So I digress on that. So I just made it here not too long ago. I just wanted to show some love and let females know that real women carry themselves a certain kind of way, and that a woman can agree with what you are saying, because females gonna think it's bullshit, but that's because they females and not women.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
I'm live.
Real shit, though.
You like it? Grin setting. You going night-night?
Oh. Take your time. Take your time.
No, my baby came in here to tell me goodnight. I didn't want to have her on camera because it's a grown folk show.
It's okay. It's okay.
But I got a 5-year-old. She came to tell me grand setting.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Much respect to the young princess. Yeah, whenever you get yourself settled, look, I'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break while you go ahead and do that, okay?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm gonna rock out. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just telling her good night. But I'm gonna turn my camera off so the baby won't be on grown folk shows.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. I just didn't want to say it myself. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and get back to it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's get back to the video. Thank you so much for being here, sis. I appreciate your input.
If you date a woman that is not for that, you pay my bills, nigga. You can get my nails done, but you're not. I don't need you for like big ass bills. What if I didn't get my nails done because I paid
never be my shorty because you don't need me, nigga. So I'm
off rip, man. It's so tough to let this thing play off rip. Me as a man and my cut of cloth and caliber, once I know you can pay for all your bills, automatically I'm assuming that little stuff like nails and stuff, I'm thinking that's some slight so then if a dude starts to do the slight for you, now all of a sudden that ain't no money. Let the very moment that she doesn't see you a certain way, that wasn't so now I done paid 100 something here, 10 there, 20 there. 85 there, 160 here, you name it, money, just stuff coming out of my pocket simply because I just wanted to do for you. Now, this is the main point that I'm making. Ladies, if you can take care of yourself, then my money should not mean nothing. It shouldn't matter if I ever bought you a bouquet of flowers ever or anything. You can do that for yourself, right? So what I'm saying is I get the duality of all of this. A lot of people's going to say, man, what he's saying is absolutely crazy. That's what I want you to say. See, that's the trick bag. I want you to think that. Then I want you to go back and think about what you really just heard. The fact is that is how these things can work out. I have to drop the video. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Bow. The video was up. I just had to put it in the back so that, you know what I'm saying? I don't keep messing with the live. But real talk. In a nutshell, to land it. And you can tap in too, sis, before I push play if you want to. If you present yourself a certain way, if you come off like you just don't need perfect. Absolutely perfect. Ladies, you know the worst thing to say to a man who wants to do for you when we first start talking and we first start getting to know each other, that man gonna ask you a question. He might ask you something along the lines of, so what do you want out of me or in this relationship? The very moment that you say nothing is the very moment that you get exactly that. You trying to come off and sound like you so got it together and it's nothing you need. The very first thing I'm going to say to myself is, why am I here then? Because I came to pour into. You telling me the well is already filled. One more again for the win. I came here to pour into. You're telling me that the well is already filled. Then what am I adding to? You got to understand how y'all sound. Like, we get it. You want to sound and be, I guess, I don't know, you don't want to sound like you need a man for anything. Listen, I'm a grown ASS man. I own my home. No mortgage. I need a woman. I need you, sisters. I recognize your value. I recognize how sad and lonely it can be if I don't have you by my side when I'm on my dying bed. Don't nobody want to think about that. Don't nobody want to think. See, we all think about right now when you in your prime. What about if something happened to you? What about when your health go bad? We want to keep talking all of this. I need my sisters. The fact is, it's even written biblically. Man is not to be alone. Man is not to live on bread alone. What is that bread? The bread is the loaf of your love. I can't live off of that alone. You know what I need? I need the entirety of you. So what is the loaf of you? The loaf of you is the exterior. The loaf of you is basically what it is that you feel as if my Am I freezing? Am I freezing? Am I freezing? Am I good?
You were, but you good now.
Oh man, I don't know how much was missed. Oh my goodness gracious!
It wasn't a lot, not very much at all. It only did it for a few seconds.
Okay, so my point is, hold on, let me just drop. Hold on, let me just do this because boom, yeah. So you know what I've noticed when it comes, like, look. Do you know what when a man feels most purposeful is when we have somebody to be purposeful for, whether it's our kids, our homies. I swear on life, like, yo, we do not accumulate all of the skills and knowledge and whatever and build ourselves up just to keep it to ourselves. We do that so we can pour that into your behind. We just want to love you. We don't want to be combative with you. We don't look at you as nothing negative or bad. We don't care if you got a kid out, or two, whatever. We don't care about none of that for real. Because the statistics show this. It shows it. Now, if we were to go by that, but I don't go by statistics primarily, I go by real life. And I've lived enough of it, 42 years of real life, to know a lot of this that's been talked and been said is not what it is. It's not on point, man. It's just not what really happens when we click up off of these panels, man. And don't nobody want to say that I'll be called all kinds of weird names and everything else. And because why? I choose not to pick a side when it comes to the gender war. You damn right, I never will. I'm only going to pick the side of what is righteous, logical, truthful, rational, and reasonable. And if it's not that, I don't want no parts of it. I digress. My mic is muted. Get in there, sis. Thank you for letting me cook real quick.
Oh, it's all good. So to I don't want to say piggyback. I don't know another word. To extend where you ended.
Beautiful.
Right, because it's an extension of your thoughts and where you were going. And since I'm in agreement and I, operate on that same frequency, I'm just gonna extend the thought. But the piggybacking is like you riding on somebody. I don't too much like that term. But for a female or a woman to say that she does not need a man, to me is a bit ludicrous. We have been taught that something is wrong with needing another person. Like we just supposed to be this, I'm every woman and I'm strong and I'm this and I'm that. So if you don't need a man, why are you dating? Do you just want some D in your life? And if that's the case, just say I want some D. But I personally don't think there's anything wrong with needing a man. I function better when I'm in a relationship. I feel like old girl, well, to an extent, I can't remember her name. The Will Smith and movie with he was, I was built in two. I'm not meant to be by myself. So I'm a movement by myself. Well,
Pursuit of Happiness.
No,
No.
he was a superhero.
Will, Denzel, Samuel, they got at least bare minimum about 895 flicks. And that's just what we know mainstream, let it know, like on sci-fi and like some bootlegs.
Right, but it's the one where he was a superhero. And the concept of the movie
Hancock.
That
Hancock.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I was
like,
thinking that I Am Legend. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm like them people. I need my partner like to be stronger. Like, well, in the opposite, their partner made them vulnerable and weak. But I need my partner to be stronger. Like I do better when I'm in a relationship. I'm trying to remember something else that you said. I'm gonna have to come to the show with a notepad and a notebook and take notes.
Hey, look. Let me explain something. All of this is from panels. Some of it's lyrics. All of this is from sitting back and just. I recommend it. Yeah, because sometimes you will lose that train of thought. I do it too.
And my brain is always moving, so it's the window of opportunity be real short with me because it be moving.
Nah, I ain't mad at you, but I'll reiterate just a fraction of it. Basically, what I was speaking about. Hopefully, it sparked something. As far as I'm speaking about as far as like the mode in which you put us in. Now, the fact is look, ladies, us as men, we will adjust. All right. Why you think it's dudes that will? Let's be for real. Most dudes, our everything, our style, our swag is really us. Like me, how I present myself. That's me. That's me 1000%. But you know what? I know it's also a portion of that. That is me because I want to make sure that that's the tribe that I attract. Yeah. I want that energy and frequency to come back. Like you said, it's nothing wrong with needing or wanting people. The fact is this, whether you biblical or not, whatever, the fact is, let's just start with the original story. Once upon a time, there was a man. That man was alone. That man's name was Adam, right? All right. Adam
I want to
as
say one thing.
oh
You
no.
can need somebody and not be needy. Those are two different things.
Elaborate on that, sis. Give it to the people, because I know exactly where you're going. Go ahead. Give it to people that don't know.
Needy people are broken people that are just trying to fill a void. But when you have a need, you are coming from a place of wholeness and you're just wanting somebody to, how can I say it? Compliment who you are as a being, to move forward with you in a common goal. That's having a need. But being needy is just needing anything to fill a space. So those two are different.
I absolutely love it. I love it. Reason why? Because I do look at it that way too. Like, for example, let me put it like this, to extend on what you said, not piggyback, because you know we don't do that, right? All right now. To extend on what you said, I look at it in the fashion of us as people, like if me and you were in a relationship, if you ever had to ask me for something about money, whatever, like if you had to ask me for something, now I'm talking about like once we like been together, it's solidified. Like I know from observing you, you take care of yourself and things around you. Yo, if you ever needed anything, I'm not looking at you crazy. Nah, you want to know what I'm saying to myself? I'll go ahead. What you need? Oh, that happened. I got you. Car, something with the home. I don't give a shit. Whatever. I'm with you. So, first of all, as a man, I know once I take you on, I take on what comes with you. It ain't just the kids, it's everything come with you. But I'm going to pour into you because I know for a fact you're going to give me everything that I need that is of the intangibles. You're going to give me listen, because you give me that peace, because you give me that I can just vent to you, that sense of belonging, everything, even down to I can actually call you and be like, hey babe, can you cash at me? Can you help me out with a few bucks? You know what's crazy? Folks look at it like it's something like you are not supposed to be in a relationship because you might have a moment or so where you might need assistance. Now, this is the thing. Last time I checked, and I asked you a question, my sister, I'll just ask you, throughout your years of living, can you name me throughout history who was the perfect person?
Hell no.
Okay, so with that being said, to give you the floor, at what point did we get to this place of need to be perfect all the time? Whether it's in your position of how you move. Like, look, you know what? Look, watch this, people. Again, these are the things don't nobody want to say. Sometimes you just might come out your body and you had a day. Sometimes you just might not feel so hot about yourself. Sometimes something may pop up and you just ain't got the bread. Sometimes there may be a question that's asked for you in your life and you just don't have the answer. My issue is one thing and one thing only with everything I said, and I'm landing it to give you the floor. I wanted to set the foundation. Why is it that we look at that as something wrong with that person? Why is that, like, for some reason, like, because you got a moment in time that will, as last time I checked, this too shall pass. Last time I checked, this too shall pass. What is it? I don't understand. Who's perfect? Who has it all the way together all the time? In any of the categories that I named. And I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out, sis.
I believe that because we as people are so used to, for one, we haven't healed, and we're serial dating and jumping from person to person to person. So we're not recognizing when someone is just having a moment. It just looks like all the other BS that we've ever dealt with. So we're not able to distinguish the difference between, okay, this is just a moment, they're not having a good day, or they've been stressed out, or I need to cater to them in this way. I need to be understanding. I need to relieve their stress. I need to be a little bit more sensitive, a little bit more affectionate. But we don't pick partners that are compatible with us, so we automatically think it's BS. That's to that question. I wanted to go back a little bit further to the women not needing men thing.
Take your time. You got it.
For the most part with that, if a female says, I don't need a man, she's either operating in super, super heavy masculine energy, or she doesn't know what a man is and what a man can provide. So many females are used to dealing with the N word. They so used to dealing with bullshit that they've never really had a man. So when they say I don't need a man, what they saying is I don't need no Negro and all his BS. But that's not really pertaining to a man because they've never really had one. Now, if she has had like a stable man that's a provider and that's not something that she feels like she wants, that's a whole nother breed of sister right there. And they got to be handled a certain kind of way. That's a whole nother topic right there. But wanting people to be perfect, I think is a trauma response from not dealing with healthy relationships and not dealing with our baggage and the decisions we've made with the partners we've chosen. So everybody look the same and look alike, and we're not looking at the person for who they are or what their character really is, and we just traumatized. So it's a PTSD thing. Oh my gosh, they yelled at me, or oh my gosh, she got an attitude, she's an angry black woman, or yeah, it's a trigger response. I land there.
No. You are smack on point right there with that, because the fact is that right there what you said, I even had to think about that. Like have I ever, like, considering I'm not married yet. Now, I would say I mean, not an excuse, but my years in prison definitely was a toll on me getting married, right? So I was in from like 30 to 37. You know what I'm saying? So during them years when technology and everything was blowing up, like, I was on the shelf, right? Now that's my fault. Just to make that clear for anybody who don't think I don't recognize that was me. But my point is, I be wondering, like, let me ask you this. This is my question, and even to you, salute. Hold on. Pointing out imperfections of others makes it easy to deal with one's own imperfections. Wait a minute. Pointing out others' imperfections of others makes it easy to deal with. Did you miss a word? Well, okay. Elaborate on that for me. The only reason why I say is because usually when I peep that people will point out other people's imperfections, it's because they have the hardest time dealing with their own imperfections. And it's a lot easier to point a finger and try to figure out what's wrong. I mean, who's wrong as opposed to what's wrong. Even if the what's wrong does consist of you, that don't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that it's something that's taking place in your life now. If I love you enough, I'm going to be right there by your side to help address that. Let's go ahead and see what we got to do. No boy, even if it got to be some, like every time we go to the little therapist's office, I'm the person sitting in the lobby, you know what I'm saying, in them comfy chairs, reading magazines, killing time, while you back there on that big comfy couch or that bean bag, letting it all out. It's all good. I might hear you playing sock and boppers at one moment. Look, they might even open up like, could you come get her? I got her. I got her. I got her. No problem. I'm right there. I'm willing to be all the way. Why? Because that is the true aspect of love, when you go through something with somebody. Now, this is my question to you, sis. I just like to go off sometimes. You know, have you ever heard the whole like women hit the wall?
That's new to me.
All right, so it's something like, now watch this. Shit, my nigga, come on now. Since you asked that question, we won't even do no words. 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 And I got an intro for you. Anyway, do you believe, all right, so hitting the wall. So it's said that women reach a certain age, if you don't have babies by a certain time, if you don't get a husband by a certain time, blah, 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 you hit the wall. You're unmarriageable. If you got like 3 kids and you're 40-something, blah, 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 you hit the wall. But I'm told that men don't have a point where they hit the wall. Now, watch this. I do believe that that could be of a fallacy. I want to hear what you have to say first before I respond. So, do you believe that men hit the wall? But before you answer, I'm just going to go ahead and bring you smooth on in. And let me go ahead and give you a nice little intro. Everybody, welcome my man, 100 Watts, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, nah. I got 100 Watts. I got 100 Watts. I got to introduce my man. Let's get it. Let's go. What's going on, brother? Salute.
Evening, my brother. Good evening, Queen. How are you?
That's good.
All is well.
So go ahead, sis. You go ahead and respond. Watts, I'm pretty sure you've been listening, or whatever you heard, I will reiterate. You can respond right after her. You got right after her. Go ahead, sis.
Such a profound question. And I'm a little bit on the fence because I want to answer honestly instead of out of my own personal opinion. Because I can't stand when people base life on their own personal opinion or personal experiences. The world is too damn big for that. But that's a tough one. I believe it's definitely possible, but it's also not impossible. So I guess it just depends. So my honest answer to that question is yes and no. If a woman has not dealt with her people, period, if you have not dealt with your shit and you have all of this extra baggage along with not dealing with your shit, then hell yeah, you not only gonna hit the wall, you gonna break yourself even more than you already effed up while you hitting that MF. I'm a big cusser. I'm trying not to cuss a lot. And the same goes for men. Men cannot deal with their shit and hit a wall to where don't nobody want their ass and it's over for them because they got this crazy ass mindset and whatever the case may be or the situation is. I think the male and the female can hit a wall. But I don't think it's just an age thing or a children thing. It's a not dealing with your shit thing. I land there for now.
Okay. Watts, it's on you. You got it. You got it, bro.
Would you mind restating the question? In the middle of loading up, I missed half of the question.
It's okay. I got you. So, and I'm going to elaborate for you as a man. So let me go ahead, show my people some respect. Coming in the building, I appreciate you. I'm pretty sure you know the term hitting the wall.
Yes.
For women, okay. And you know how to say, oh, women age like milk, men age like wine, blah, blah, blah. And so I was thinking, right? So let me just give you the premise of where I'm at. I was saying to myself, you know what? I've asked guys in these spaces, do men hit the wall? And they say no. Man, we can have kids up into 100 and up, we could still get them pregnant. Our sperm is still good up until 80 something. I'm like, but I'm at 42 and I already don't want to deal with a lot of people, because one thing I know about men is that we are creatures of habit. And once we get to a certain point in life, we are set in our ways. And so can we technically get them pregnant? Yeah. But I do believe that there does come a certain point in which us as men, it's not the wisest thing for us to have kids. Like at that point, I would say me at 42, I would say if I was to do that, honestly, my metric is if I wasn't to land that and have it on its way and solidify by like 45, that's it. You good. I say I got like 3 more years and that's it. Other than that, I'm just the father of one. And I may have to adopt a monkey. For real, one of them little small cute ones and stuff.
What's the probability of a man producing a child at 60 or 65 though?
Very high.
Watch
really?
This. I actually have a cousin. Real quick. I won't watch to get in it. I have a cousin. That put it like this. Their grandfather has a child with a woman, and I think granddad's like in his 50s or 60s. So basically, I saw a picture one day of my cousins, who were my little cousins at the time. Who my little cousins, by the time they were younger, they about in their teenage years, and they're holding their baby uncle. You ever known that story in the hood? You know what I'm saying? You know that? Come on, we got them stories in the hood. We're not going to act like that. You see, we're going to talk about the things nobody else want to say. I know I'm not the only one that knows about the story. If that's my aunt, and you like, huh? But they like almost 10 years younger. Rock out wise.
To answer your question, the probability at that age is very high. Of course, it's still like person to person. What kind of work did you do to your body? Have you taken any major injuries to your groin, et cetera, et cetera? So, of course, it's all still based on that. But yeah, you can still have a baby until the day they die, all the way until the day they die. I do think that a man using his fertility as a measure of hitting the wall is stupid as hell, because I know what kind of father I am right now, and I know what kind of father I'm going to be in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I know that in 20 years, I'm not trying to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every 2 hours making bottles. I'm not trying to do that in 20. But in my 50s, I'm not doing that. There's no way you're going to convince me to do that. I was just having a conversation probably a month or two ago, and me and the young lady that I'm speaking to was me just basically saying, like, look, at this point, I have a 3-year window. After these next 3 years, I'm getting a vasectomy because I can't do it anymore. After I hit a certain, because like, what does it look like for my daughter to be, or my son or my daughter to be 18, graduating high school, and I'm 65? Like, that looks crazy to me. Maybe that's because I did have my oldest child young, because I was 18 when my oldest was born. So maybe it is from that perspective. But starting over this late in my life with a kid, it just doesn't make sense. So just to be walking around saying I can get her pregnant that's goofy as hell. I think the wall is gender neutral, and I think that it's a measure of a lot of other things. Like, you can be a man that has worked in your career for 20 years, and then you wake up one day and be like, damn, I don't even like this job. I got a degree in something I really don't care about. the things that I'm passionate about, I ain't even did because I done started this career, had a family, I done had kids, and now I'm just unhappy. Now you grown ass man, you hit a wall, big dog. That's why you see men out there having midlife crises, going to buy motorcycles at 55 years old and getting Lamborghinis and shit. That's why that happens, because you hit a wall, cuz. It's gender neutral.
So you do realize, because of what you said, there's a whole lot of men in that position right now that you don't know it, you're not aware of it, but they're screaming at you right now, saying something to the tune of,
because I hate you coward ass niggas. You a punk ass nigga.
They don't like you right now, Watts. They don't like you. So you starting fires. But see, I get it. But see, most people hearing you, they will hear that. And the main thing that I come to the conclusion of,
you're missing the point.
Yeah, they're missing the point simply because the fact is, bruh, men are creatures of habit. We would agree with that. Now, as men of creatures of habit, do you know the number one thing that we are creatures of habit about? Our daily routine. Like you said, I can't see myself going from I just do what I do in my morning, now all of a sudden I have to, nah, buddy. That just right there wouldn't be conducive. But not just that. Defense. Baby is at its most precious. I wouldn't want to be like in my older stages, my hands cramp up a little bit, my knees bad, whatever it is, and I can't defend. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of different. I don't react as much. Watch. Do you know how many generations apart that is to try to keep up and try to understand what that child is going through? Yeah, you like 50 something, they're like 16, and you trying to figure out what they going through in their life. You can't even begin to relate. I'm 42, my daughter's 16, and I got a hard enough time trying to keep up. You think I'm gonna add like another like 20 on that, bro? Come on now. So when we say that, right? So I guess when they say like fertility wise, what is that? Genre something, whatever, when it's dangerous for a woman. I understand what they mean by that. But when you talking about the whole dynamics of like you hit this age and now all of a sudden you are just completely, you know what I'm saying, out of the market. We know that's not true. It's been proven time and time again. It's a whole rack of baby mamas that's getting pulled up. And then on top of that, I mean, real talk, bro. I mean, like you know, don't just, I mean, look, I know we starting a fire over here, but I'll go ahead and let everybody know this part right here. I mean, because it's real talk, though. We're not gonna keep sitting up here. Go ahead, Watts. And you got it next.
I'm listening to you. What you just said about baby moms getting picked up. It's crazy to think about how many homies I have that was raised by a step parent. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many people that was raised by step parents, and then we all sitting here arguing that real men don't take care of other niggas' kids. Like, what are we talking
Hold on. Hey, Watts. So why is there a shirt that say I'm not the stepfather, I'm the father that stepped up? I don't.
Where'd the money?
Am I tripping?
I think that premise is very disrespectful to what is actually being done by a stepfather stepping up. Like, I think that's mad disrespectful to that entire premise. Because at the end of the day, the child deserves to have two parents. It doesn't matter what relationship the mother and father have. It doesn't matter what kind of background y'all have together. That child deserves having two parents. And if y'all two as parents aren't going to be together, it is still like, okay, if the mother is keeping the children, I think it is still part of her responsibility to raise her children, to find a responsible partner to help develop her children. I think that's part of her responsibility. I think that applies the other way. other way as well. If the man has custody of his children, I think it is part of his responsibility to find a responsible partner to help grow and develop his children. Because there can't be all of these arguments about the benefit of a 2-parent household, and then you turn around and say, don't be a stepdad, don't be a second parent. That doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like you arguing on both sides of your mouth when you do stupid shit like that. Like, it doesn't make sense.
That is very interesting. Now, I will say this to retort. All right, you ready, Watts? Let's go. You know you wanted this moment. Let's do it. So I would say this. I would say that is a moment in time where when you decided to lay down with that person, once you think about whoever that person is in the future you wound up with, you didn't like before y'all laid down and that night that the baby was consumed, you was like, hey, hold on. I'm running to the bathroom. I gotta make a call. Hey, I'm about to have an eye bet. Nah, it don't work like that. So my point is, I would say no. It's not your obligation to find somebody to take care of that, help you take care of that kid. It's your obligation to make sure that you were already self-sufficient enough to take care of you and the child. You were supposed to know. Like me, if I got into a relationship I mean, because I'm just saying, like, my situation, ain't no kids gonna be produced by that. If I did get into a situation in which this woman wanted kids, I would already know it. Put it this way, you would know if I'm with her and we all know she wants children, Smitty is in the position to take care of her and them kids, whether I'm with her or not. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I don't, it's almost like, to land it, how I look at it metaphorically. All right. And I'm going to give you the floor. Metaphorically, how I look at it is like this. I look at it like, that's like saying, listen, if a person goes out here and they decide to get on drugs and F their life up, it's our job as taxpaying citizens to make sure we look out for them. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's your job. Now, if something happened, and it was out of your control, totally different. We should have organizations and foundations and nonprofits and all of that for that. But you deciding to just be a F up, that's not my, no. So you deciding to have that baby with that person, no. If I decide to do anything for you, that's like ice and cherry on the cake. The cake is me. You lucky you got some feeling with this. You got the floor. All you.
Oh no, I wanted to sit back and give Galaxy a chance to speak because we kind of stepped for a second.
I don't know.
I don't know if you wanted to say
when I
something.
really have something to say, but I am curious.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to make sure we won't step in on you.
Oh, not at all.
No.
I just
go ahead, say what you got to say. I'm going to pull you in there, Watts. I'm going to pull you in there. Let it marinate. You know what I'm saying? I love it. It's healthy. This is what I like. Go ahead. What you got?
I'm just curious as to the correlation with someone getting hooked on drugs and taxpayers taking care of them. You gave the example as that's the same for if a woman has a baby with a man, it is her responsibility to find, if it doesn't work out with the father, a suitable man to help her raise the child. I don't think he said take care of the child, but raising is taking care of them. So I need you to connect that for me.
You want me to connect it?
It was your statement, yes.
Okay. No. I'm making sure. Absolutely, sis. So what I'm saying in a nutshell is this, so we can get Watson in. What I'm saying is, when he said that it's that woman's or that man, both. He said it's their responsibility. If it doesn't work out, find somebody who is going to help you raise that child. All right. Okay. I'm saying in equivalence, the way I look at it is no, that is equivalent, because when you had that baby with that person, it wasn't an accident. Unless we can prove by like footage from the night you went to the club, you stumbled home and you didn't know the person's name or something. Other than that, no, you chose to have a baby with that person, the dude and the woman. You chose. Why? Because obviously we chose to have unprotected sex. I mean, let's just be, or whatever. Or we chose to be intimate, period. Let's say the condom broke, I don't care. So let's get rid of all of that. Boom. If you choose to have a child with somebody, it's not, then I get with you. My obligation, you see what I'm saying? Although I do see it in the sense of, like, honestly, my premise really is, if I as that man, choose to get with that woman, I take on her and everything that comes with her. I said it earlier in the show. But it is not her obligation to seek me out to take care of that child. If her and whoever else broke up, it is her duty and her duty alone to make sure that she can take care of that child. If you come across a man that will help you do that, God willing, Godspeed, the whole nine. But it's nobody else's obligation to do that.
I hear what you're saying. Let me give you a different perspective as to what I believe he means.
Okay.
We have a responsibility as a parent to I like looking at your face. Don't cut off. It makes me it helps me get my words out easier.
I'm sorry. All right, sis. I'm right. I'm sipping. I'm drinking. I'm sipping my tea.
Gotcha. But he was saying because two-parent households are so important, and we have to we should keep in mind and give grace to the people that are not making babies with suitable partners. So you have a baby with someone, they may be able to financially provide, but just because they're financially providing doesn't mean that the child is taken care of. What I believe he's saying, and please correct me if I'm wrong, brother, it is our responsibility as a parent to make sure that child is taken care of and has a male and a female strong role model for their development.
No, respect to that. Okay, you good, said someone make sure. Watch. There you go. It's your time.
So your analogy was, I was kind of confused by the analogy because I mean, like I see what, like I understand what you're saying in the analogy. I was kind of confused in terms of the connection of the two scenarios that we were talking about. But what I'll say is this: I'm not saying anyone has an obligation to be. I'm not saying that like somebody should take on a relationship for the sake of the fact that there's kids involved. Like I'm never saying that. Of course, there is. Like I said, when I say it's the responsibility of the parent to go find a responsible partner, that is still including the factors of like, you know, you're dealing with someone that understands that you have kids and is willing to accept all of that is already included. Like, I'm not trying to make somebody that don't want to do something like that do something like that. But taking the financial part out of it, because it is a possibility that the child is taken care of. The mother has a job. The dad pays child support. He might even come by every other weekend and come see him, all that other stuff. But there's still a value of every day I wake up, there's two people in this house. Every night I go to sleep, there's two people in this house. After I'm done doing my homework, I can go outside and we can play catch, or we can run routes or whatever the fuck. Like the value of having those two people in the house on a day-to-day basis, I think should still be on I think it should still be in the thought process of parents whenever you're moving around. I think that
basically what I think he's saying is, you know, if it don't work out with the other parent, don't just be out here fucking around and you got a child. find somebody that's gonna be a good helpmate for the rearing of that child instead of just, out here fucking around and possibly making more, and that shit don't work either.
Sneaking and geeking. You muted. You muted.
Shoot, my bad. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I have to do that. Make sure I give my peoples the floor. So are we ready to get back to the video?
Yep.
Super ready.
She said super ready. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm super ready too, sis. Let's do it. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. I had to pull the video completely down because I peep how they do. So I appreciate knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Well, I would say overstanding, because I overstand. You ready? Let's get to it. With that being said, I digress. I want to mute it. Let's get back to the video. Bow. Let's do it.
So you feel like a woman who pays all her shit, she don't need you?
No, no. My woman's gonna need me, and I'm gonna need her. We're gonna need each other.
Okay.
So
So
energy.
if I need you to get my nails done, why are you getting so big about getting my nails?
No, because you already said you didn't need me for nothing else.
No.
I was just gonna say that because what the impression you gave off is you don't need it. It's not about we're not thinking not to do it. We're literally listening to you. I see, that's my message. We're literally listening to you and we're adhering to your words. If you
know what, Smitty, it goes back to what you said earlier. She may not need a man to do anything for her, but she may want a sponsor so she can have some extra cash for some other fuck shit.
Yeah. Facts. Definitely something that takes place. Let's get back to it. We're going to do radio talk because they still messing with me.
No, I said
Can y'all hear that? Making sure.
I get my nails done, and you notice my nails are not done, so get them done if you feel like you want to spend something.
Like her maintenance, like her feet done.
I do.
So people, this is real times. People go through shit. So you think about it like, all right, my shorty down. She need her nails done. She need her hair done. She need her feet done.
No.
What are you gonna do?
Listen, my shorty.
Ladies, when you're with a man that truly wants to pour into you, you never have to ask for that. We gonna know you. We gonna know it's that time. We're gonna watch. Go ahead. I see you laughing, bro. I want to let you get in there, bro. I don't get it. You don't have to ask. You don't pour into that man. Everything floods to. Listen, pour into me. I flood you. There you go. Pour into me. I flood you. Go ahead, watch.
There's two things that's making me laugh listening to this right now. The first one is one of my pet peeves. Like what my kid does is she'll just grab something and just walk up to me and just hold it out. Like she'll just walk up and just hold it out and expect me to know that means openness for me. I hate that shit. I despise it. Open your mouth and speak, ask, communicate. Because in my opinion, if you my shorty and you down, the last thing I want you thinking about is spending money on hair, nails, and toes. You telling me you just pulled every last dollar you got together to pay your light bill and now you worried about toes and fingernails? What the fuck are we talking about? Why is the conversation not, all right, hey, I'm a little down. I'm going to have to go DoorDash a little whoop-de-whoop so I can get my shit done. Like, why is that not part of the conversation? Because now I feel like now I'm turning into an enabler. Because every time you go blow your check, you're going to expect me to come cover your hole. That is different than pouring into you. I'll pour into you, but I'm not going to enable you. Those are two completely different fucking perspectives. And I think that we have to be realistic of the difference in the two. But that's just me.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
Rock out says.
So I'm sitting over here tripping because that young lady sounds and I'm really not one for name calling, but I don't think people under the age of 25 should be in relationships because they don't know what the hell a relationship is. Real talk. Like she sound young,
Whoa.
dumb, and full of cum. Like, and it don't sound like she need a man. It sound like she need a father. She just need to be like, Daddy, can I get my nails done?
Sis,
It's irritating as hell.
I got it. I'm about to put you right back in the box. Watch. I want you. Yeah. You can tag in right behind it. Hey, sis. So the number one thing. All right. So I'm just gonna give you my perspective. Just bring it on. Bring it in. You already know it's love, fam. All right. So you know what I've heard a lot. Nah, in your college years, because that age you said is still within the realm of like kind of college, right? That them early mid-20s. All right, boom. And what I hear a lot of people say is just going out there and live your life. And then you know what I noticed from us, from men to even women, we'll go out there and trick off and spend so much on our life, being worried about ourselves. When we finally want to settle down, we don't know how to. So when you say, I don't think people under 25 should be married, or are you saying specifically them? Or are you saying, because if you're saying under 25 shouldn't be married, then my only question, and please just adore us with your presence. What age should we think about that? And is it a difference between men and women? So yes, what age should we think about getting married? And is there a difference between that age in men and women? Go. You up next, Watts.
I think it's a maturity level thing. When you know what you want in life, when you have enough knowledge about life and the opposite sex, and not just marriage, but relationship, like date and find out what you like and what people are like and what you want and what you don't want, what you're compatible with and what you're not compatible with. When you think about it, us in our younger 20s, we so busy trying to be grown and dating. That's when most of us have children. And so we got kids with all of these people, or even if it's one or two, one child with somebody that, because we didn't know enough about life or about ourselves, now we got a baby with somebody and we can't stand their fucking guts because we wasn't mature enough to be in a damn relationship in the first freaking place. So it's not an age thing, it's a maturity thing. Now, if for whatever wonderful reason at the age of 23 and 24, you've seen what a healthy relationship looks like and you know a little bit of something about life, I would say, yeah, maybe you can be in a relationship, but I would still say give it a little bit of time because you're still a little wet behind the ears, and just take your time and don't be rushing. But these people out here tripping. It's people our age. I'm in my mid-40s. We don't know what the fuck we want in life. So half our age definitely need to be just on a discovery. Just go on a journey of discovery. I land there.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to make sure you know it's always love to anything you say. So this is my main thing for you getting there, Watts. All right, so watch this, sis. You said it's the age of maturity. You know what? I've always been attracted to older women. And at the age of 17, I already knew I wanted a wife at least about 30. Was I ready for that? Because I felt mature. Because, you know, I was one of those old souls. I was one of those, I was ahead of my time. So although I was like 17, 18, and you say it's not about the age, it's about the maturity. Me as a man, is it okay? No. And I want you to hold that thought. Sis, get a pen and pad. Let's practice it now because I got to get Watts in there. I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to forget. Get a pen and pad.
I actually got a notebook right here next to me in my bed.
So me as a man, if I was to say, nah, man, watch this. It don't matter how old she is. Age ain't nothing but a number. How would I be viewed in society? Nah, man, she's mature enough. Yeah, I'm 42. She's bop. Yeah. Okay, write that down. Go ahead, Watts.
You just threw a whole goddamn.
It's funny how he just. I feel like I'm a student and that was the teacher, and he just told me, "Hey, now, baby, get your pen and paper and write your notes down."
Hey,
like
but
when,
you know what
like when
though?
the teachers stomp their foot 2 times, tip.
And guess what? I did what teacher said. I got my notebook and my pen. Goddamn it!
And you know something? This is the beauty about it. Everything you just said. You know something? You know why I put y'all in the big bubble box? Is because right now I'm now in the Watts is in that teacher position. So now me and you in class. Listen, we all learn from each other. We all teach each other. Each one teach one. Each one learn one. Come on now. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Watts. I'm sorry, Professor. Go ahead, Professor.
I do kind of think it's a maturity thing, because I mean, there's a difference in all of that. Like 21 isn't always the same. 21 is still in your mama's house. 21 in college that you had to pay for versus your family paid for.
Oh hell no!
By the time I was 21, I had a kid served in a war. I done paid rent. I done been behind on rent. I done caught up on rent. I done figured out how to get extra money on the side when I was short on rent. Like by 21, I had already done all of that. Now that's not to say that I was mature enough to be getting married or anything like that, but there is a different level at the age. So to just say under 25 shouldn't be married, I ain't gonna say that, but I do understand that there is a difference in all of that. Like that college age that you was talking about, some people do go to college and all they do is get drunk and get fucked up and party and all of that. But maybe there's plenty of people that don't go to college and they go straight to the work field and they go learn a trade and create their own business or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's experience in that time frame, I think, is different. So to just say across the board, all of them shouldn't be, I think, be a little extreme.
My bad. Get in there one more time before we get back to the video in case you wanted to retort to anything. So he's saying that he don't really believe that, you know, that shouldn't be the case at that age.
For the majority of people that age, I believe it is absolutely the case. How many people do we believe under the age of 25 are ready to be married and can have a successful marriage?
Do you believe in something called what do we used to call it back in the day? Crash course. Do you believe in crash course? Like, do you believe that there's a certain amount of, like, even with my kids, I mean, even with my child, right? I do recognize, even though, you know, she's 16, there's going to be a certain amount of, you just going to have to let her learn this or learn that. You know, hopefully it's not the extremities of life. Babies, you know, things of that nature, you know, jail time, law, but you know, those like, Dad, I'm mad about a party I went to. You know, I'm saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe my best friend didn't, you know, something slight. The point is that we know with our children that we're supposed to put them in a position at some point to learn on their own. Why? Because we don't want something called the preacher's daughter. That's right. We all know who the preacher's daughter is and how she became that. So go ahead, sis.
So the question is, do I believe in crash course?
Yes. Yes.
Meaning what exactly? That they can learn from crash courses?
Well, primarily the crash course being like, you just like look, crash course meaning there are just certain things in life you just gonna have to go through to learn it. I mean, listen.
Oh yeah, I was like that.
Yeah, you know how many things I've been told a million times over and it never kicked in until I was in the midst and the thick of the fog of that issue itself. That's all I'm saying.
My oldest son is that way. I had wrote a poem about it. It was in the poem it had something to do. It was an analogy about a mama bird not wanting the baby bird to fly out of the nest because she knew that the bird's wings wasn't strong enough to weather the storms of everything it was gonna be flying through. Like, Lil Bird, come on now, Lil Bird. Like, do you know how rough winds get outside of this nest and away from this safe haven? But the little bird, my son, just wanted to flap his wings and fly. I had to let the Negro go because man, he was ready to get it. And he didn't had a few broken wings from flying away from the nest, but he was determined. I couldn't keep him no more. He was either gonna cause hell in the nest or he was gonna go out there and catch hell. Go catch hell, little birdie, and weather the storms after your wings get broken. We'll let your wings grow strong after they get broken. So with that being said, yes, I believe in crash courses. They are effective for the hard of head, for the determined. There are people that have very, very strong wills, and you got to let them work they path. If that's the path they got to take, then sometimes it's learning your lesson by any means necessary. As long as you learn it.
Crazy.
We know the saying, "What don't kill you make you stronger."
Am I back? Hello? Is anybody?
You here?
I can hear you.
All right. Why can't I? Hold on 1 second. Let me see some, y'all. There we go. Nah, for real. My whole jump was just on buffer. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the video. We're gonna keep that bad boy behind screen the entire time because they're not playing.
If my shorty's down, she needs fucking food. She needs a house to live in. No.
Listen. Where's my little side to where you can be like, babe?
You could never.
Let me treat you. Everything I need is done.
Look, one at a time. Mm-hmm. But listen, what I'm saying is, if we have a communication like what you said, the ultimatum, where I'm suggesting, giving you hints, and I got to figure out what you want. That's a hell no. That's a dub. And I'm giving my lady what she wants as well. I'm getting her nails done and her hair done if she wants that. Yeah, but that she's not gonna be looking at me like a bag to handle all her light work. I'm not that. I'm not your errand boy. So, I'm not your side man.
But that's what I meant by if she's down.
But you gotta.
Whoa. So hold on. He said, "I'm not your side man." I listen to keyword notes. So is he implying that the side nigga usually does more than the dude that you're with usually, ladies? I don't know. Sis, what you got, Galaxy?
I wouldn't necessarily say more, but going back to a statement I made previously about dudes trying to impress females. That side Negro gonna be trying to impress you. So hell yeah, he gonna be doing little petty stuff like that because he knows that turns you on, that gets your attention. But that's not substance. So he'll give you treats, so to speak, like you're a damn dog or something. That and you know what? That's a whole nother conversation right there. Why dudes be calling females the B word? Because females like little treats. Give a little treat, she'll jump and be all happy and want to wag her ass. You know what? I digress.
And I would say, with that being said,
my mic is muted.
Okay, now Watts, you got it.
I think I was wondering the context he was using that word, because the first time he heard it, I thought he was talking about, like, when he said side man, I thought he was talking about being a side dude. But then at the end when he used it, it sounded like the other words that he used, it sounded like he was using it as a reference, like as an assistant or errand boy, something like that. So a side man just to be running to get you stuff.
Nah, your side nigga like your side chick, bro. Same.
But yeah, no. If it either way, yeah, no, I agree with. We're not playing them games. We're not playing them games.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Like the right time to ask for money.
And we got 5 more minutes on this. I'm about to switch it. I got one more short clip on something I want to get at y'all about. And we're going to go ahead and call it a night. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we've been up here nice. Yeah, we're going to go to like a good 2:30. So we got like 10 more minutes on this and I got something else. All right, let's get it.
As if you're down and he sees that you are a regular ass bitch who stay up, and one time out of the month I asked you to get my nails done, it shouldn't be that hard.
And if you're giving me that ultimatum and that's your energy,
it's not an ultimatum. It's I ask you, you say yes or no.
And that's the least you can do. If a woman tell me that's the least I can do, the least I'm going to do is open that door for you to get the fuck out.
So
God have mercy upon us.
Hold on. We gotta do one at a time. I understand this is a very
all right, so look, this is what I want to know. From what she's saying, do you all see any connection in this right here? I pull up, okay? So I'm gonna pull something up briefly. I'm gonna pull this up. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. Boom, let's share the screen. All right, read that. All right, so Galaxy, we're gonna go with you first. What are your thoughts if you're scrolling and you see that?
I mean, to me, when you're dating means to date multiple people. But when people try to make it seem like, you know, dating is supposed to be about finessing people, that's that bullshit right there. And that's what's irritating when you turn something that's a real thing into something that's supposed to be like you winning, like you getting over because you doing something. That is the purpose of dating. Like, what you mean date them all? We like dating means dating, like multiple people. It's not a relationship. So I don't see how people want to act like they doing something so spectacular if they're dating more than one person. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing if you're not in a relationship. Now, I think that's all I got to say about that.
Watts, it's on you, sir. Y'all already know. Oh shoot! Hold on. My bad, sis. My bad. Always gotta get to you. All right, Watts, get in there, brother.
To simply put it, they both goofy. It's the thinking of the thought, the thinking, your thought process, goofy as hell. It's crazy. I'm still in this place where I'm not understanding. Why are we talking about you down bad? Why are we talking about your nails? Why is that what we're talking about? See, because you're gonna be mad at me if we start having a conversation about financial management. That's the conversation. Be mad.
Yeah, that budgeting. Yeah.
And if you're gonna date them all, cool. Again, date them all. Do what you want to do. You're free to do what you want to do. But that tells me that you don't have a level of discernment. So cool. Do what you want to do. That's fine. Both of them goofy.
I would say any woman. Well, females can be very, very superficial. We live in a society to where we are not comfortable with ourselves, and we got to keep up. No, we have to. Certain females and even guys want to keep up this image. Things, those type of people, things make them who they are because they don't have enough self-worth. I hardly ever get my nails done. I am 45 years of age. And it's not that I can't. I'm just not interested. I don't care about no fucking nails. Like, in my 45 years of living, I've probably had my nails done less than 10 times. For real. It's like, what the fuck is nails? Like, nails don't make me. And I don't go to the shop to get my hair done. I'm just not.
But it's
I don't want to go to the shop
it's about
and spend.
you wanting to do something that help me feel pretty.
Well, I'm beautiful without all of that extra shit. So, and that's the thing about people that's trying to look pretty instead of knowing how beautiful they are. Whole nother subject. But people have an image that they want to uphold. They're trying to impress people because they don't have enough substance within themselves to where, you know, I need on something name brand to make me feel like I'm something. That's where all of that get my hair done, get my nails done, and I need a designer bag bullshit come from. That's yeah, I could say a lot about that, but I'll land there.
Watts, do you have one more piece? I wanted to make sure that I had this video pulled up.
Nah, I just, like I said, the thinking thought process that to me is important whenever I'm looking at anybody, business partner, relationship, people to kick it with, somebody to watch my kids. You know what I'm saying? Your thought process and your decision making is important to me. So how you display it, it shows up in small ways. And you making an argument about getting something cosmetically done when you down bad versus trying to figure out how to make sure it don't happen again, I don't understand it.
Okay. All right, y'all. So you ready? Now, this is the last segment of the evening, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. All right, so now I want to make sure I had it. All right, so this right here, respecting elders. Do you believe that that's something that's a long lost art? I'm sorry, sis, I got this. My bad. Respecting elders. Do you believe that's a long lost art?
Absolutely not.
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull this video up. Okay. I'm gonna pull this video up, and we're gonna just listen to the intro of the video. Let me make sure.
Brother laughed right off rip though. Like I'm like, what was that about?
Yeah, nah. Watch. So we're gonna listen to the intro of this video. Shout out to Sister River.
It's just it's a response mechanism. It's
Hey, but look, I love it though. As long as we, you know what I'm saying, this is nice and healthy, man. It's all good. I love it, man. We need the different dynamics, the different head spaces, and we can show people like, yo, we can laugh through all of this and we can just have our different point of views and all of that and still respect and learn from one another. I just want to learn from y'all, yo. I don't know everything. So this right here, respecting the elders as basically, sheesh, man, I tell you, a lost art. I find it something to be fascinating. So I'm going to play the intro to this video right here. All right, boom, pull that up. All right, so let's go. Okay, so let's listen.
On a college campus, young women dressed in strips of clothing.
For the people who go out in public with their butt out.
Wait, hold on. Let me run that back. I think my volume was low.
I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing.
This is for the people who go out in public with their butt out. We are talking about you.
But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that.
Except that anytime a woman says anything, even in the vicinity of another woman, she's being catty and she's fighting.
Than, you know, with somebody who brings that divine feminine, again, gracious energy to the space to kind of like level the playing field. During the interview, she was actually asked a couple of questions in which she answered, and to no surprise, modern women were attacking her on the internet. Okay, so
and I have so many thoughts about that term, but we'll talk about that another day. I got so many thoughts about that term. Let's go.
You talking about the modern woman term?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Yes.
You and me both. I'm so
I
glad
got
you
so
said
many. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about it, sis. I promise you. We talk about everything they refuse to talk about over here. You got a spot. I got you. Don't worry.
Ahead and press play, pause, play, give you guys my thoughts and opinions on this entire situation. Just another reminder that, like I said before, the Breakfast Club is locked up like the Fort Knox. So there does have to be a certain, pause format just so that I can effectively display the message while you guys hear everything that she has to say.
Came up in an era, Miss Rashad, where dignity and grace were everything. So do you ever look at how wild Hollywood is now and you just think to yourself, boy, y'all got it easy. Y'all wouldn't have got away with that in my day.
Yeah, you'd have to look at Hollywood. I could look at the way young ladies dress.
So he's just, reiterating, like, you were at a time that, it was, grace and poise and elegance and beauty. And are you ever disappointed when you look in, Hollywood amongst the people who are now the actors and stuff like that of this time and feel disappointed with the way in which women are portraying themselves and carrying themselves? And she said, I don't even have to necessarily just look in Hollywood. I can go to, Target up the street and see how women dress and see, how far off we are from when, she was in her prime in her time. I agree with her.
You know what? What's some other pants?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about elbow, shoulder over here.
Right
what
here.
I would say to that is Hollywood sets the tone, though. Most people are trying to emulate what they see so-called celebrities do because they supposed to be the cool kids. So
okay.
If celebrities, what people call celebrity, because I don't even believe in the goddamn word celebrity. That's a whole nother story. But what them folks are doing, people think it's cool and they try to emulate that. So it starts from what we call as entertainment and the people that we see as role models and the people that are making it in life. If they doing it and they cool and they got their shit together supposedly, then people that don't, I'm not gonna say people that don't have a brain. People that are easily influenced are going to emulate that. I'm done.
I think humans are just like tribal creatures. We just naturally just attached to things that we like or people that look like us or emulate the things that we like. We just tend to attract to things that, we tend to find relatable. And I think that it shows. It's easy. I think it's easy to point at the music and the movies and the fashion. I think it's easy to point at those things to say, oh, see, y'all listen to these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easy to do that, but just the tribalism of people, because when you go to different areas, they're influenced by different things. People in Memphis aren't influenced by the same things that people in Texas are influenced by. So I think it's easy to make it the celebrities. I just think it's the tribalism of people. And sometimes people choose to attach themselves to some goofy shit.
Okay now. With that being said, I definitely got to hit my man with this one right here.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
So we're going to get back to the video. Now, this is the part where it gets nice and juicy because we got sis right here. I don't know who she is. Apparently she's a young artist, I guess, maybe R&B singer or something, or I don't know what she does. But, that's why I said the respect for those who came before you. Let's play the tape.
You want my coat?
Now, the reason why I thought that was interesting to include that clip is because, just like I said, you see, when a woman who's standing in who she is as a woman, right? When a woman is sure of herself, when a woman is not trying to be masculine or not trying to fit in another box or not trying to compete with anybody else, you see, when that woman is in her space, in her square, she's going to bring a sense of caring, nurturing energy with her that's going to cause camaraderie around her. Now, the reason why I wanted to pinpoint, like I said, that clip is because, again, Jess and Lauren were just arguing. Okay, they were just going back to back. Lauren was just telling her, I'm a grown woman. You can't talk to me like that.
Like the only time you can quiet down is if somebody be like, shut up or hush.
My mom don't even tell me shut up, Jess. I'm a grown ass woman.
And I understand you could have said that on air right then and there.
Jess was just talking about the fact that she overtalks and she don't know how to be quiet and stuff like that.
Now listen, I have said hush, shut up. You overtalk. And like I said, I'm not about to be up here fighting for no mic. Like I'm not doing it.
Like I said earlier, the internet loves men.
Yes, you are here.
And one of the easiest ways to create mess is to pit women against each other.
And you're here because of an opportunity that I extended.
And here we have her now, saying, "Oh, do you want to wear my coat?"
No, I should. What's some other pants?
You got
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about elbow, shoulder over here. You want my coat?
Even though it was a joke, it's the fact that the two of them knew within themselves that because of who this woman is and because of the essence that she carries, they had to get in line. It's just like when you're growing up and, you and your sisters or you and your cousins are sitting there arguing and your grandmother walks into the room or your mother walks into the room. You guys got to play nice because y'all both don't want to get in trouble. Like, that's the energy that this woman brought. And I thought that was a very, very powerful, even though it was just a little clip, it was very powerful to me.
Now, I'm getting ready to let us in. Let me get this last little bit out so we can hit the floor and talk about it, and we can
These are so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're so beautiful. Something has happened in popular culture, and I don't mean to be critical, and I hope young ladies listening don't take this as personal criticism because I don't mean it that way.
Now here we have her doing the same disclaimer that Sherry Shepherd did when she was calling out, the clothing or the attire of, Zoe Kravitz and Megan Thee Stallion.
And so this is where I have to put my auntie Sherry wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have.
The same exact disclaimer. I'm not meaning this to harm you. I'm not meaning this to hurt you. I'm not meaning this to offend you. I'm not meaning this.
Watts, you as a man, have you ever had to give a disclaimer before saying anything to a woman, and has it worked most of the time?
It don't work with or without a disclaimer.
Okay, now let's keep on going with this last little bit. I'm gonna let you get in there first, sis.
To disrespect you. I'm coming from a place of love, right? And where I think that a lot of things have gone awry, especially with this generation of women, is that a lot of these women are trying to measure up. Okay, like I'm just gonna give you myself for example. I see Felicia Rashad as one of those people that you sit at her feet and you just don't say nothing. You just get a pen and a notepad and you just take notes. That's it. You don't have to add to the conversation. You don't have to prove how much you know. You don't have to, over talk. You just sit there and you absorb information. You absorb wisdom. That's what you do. Okay, we're in this day and age where they feel like, old lady, you can't tell me nothing. Granny, you can't tell me nothing. Oh, well, they don't know what I know. Like, that's the air that we're in. And how I know that is the comments. Okay, the comments that these women left under this post was so distasteful to one of our icons. I'll get into the comments in a second. Let me just get back to the conversation.
But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see.
If you could imagine your ideal way of working,
I'm gonna get premium, y'all. Don't worry. I'll get that in a couple days. What you want to say to that so far, sis? Go ahead and get your word in. I think that was perfect for you to get a word in.
Well, for the lady that was hosting the video, saying how people up under the Breakfast Club video were distasteful and disrespectful. It made me think about how a hit dog will holler. People take things so personally,
right?
But it's because that shoe is fitting. I tell people if the shoe don't fit, you ain't got to put it on nor buy it. Like,
right.
I'm gonna give myself use myself as an example. There are a lot of people that talk about women in the entertainment industry, how they can't be trusted, or if a woman dresses a certain kind of way, what kind of woman that is. Promiscuous women, what those women are like, and I don't respond because that has nothing to do with me. even though I am a sex worker, even though I can be promiscuous, even though I dress a certain kind of way. Like, I'm not a hit dog, and I'm not gonna holler and say shit because you're not talking about me. Like,
Right.
but people respond because they feel like they have to defend themselves. Only guilty people have a defense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's all I have to say about that. If it's like, if you're not guilty, then your silence will speak for itself. It should, in my opinion.
Yeah, depending on what game you playing.
What you got, Watts? What you got before we get back to this last little bit of this, and I'm gonna play this short clip before we get out of here. What you got?
Yeah, just I didn't have anything to dispute what she said. It was just the last part. The innocent person doesn't have a defense. I think it depends on the game you playing. Because I mean, we all black up here. We see how that game go. I mean, I've seen plenty of arguments and relationships started on some shit that happened on social media that weren't real. So it just depends on what game you playing.
Can you elaborate a little bit more for me? I want to hear a little bit more about that.
I think, to a nutshell, I think he's saying that usually when it comes to like maybe how women feel about certain situations, it could be something along these
Come
lines.
over here. It's the
You know, it'd be like a conclusion. There you go. Go ahead, Watts.
Kevin Hart has a joke about not being able to tell. I don't remember the exact joke, so I'm gonna paraphrase it just so I don't waste a bunch of time. He makes a joke something about not being able to tell the truth to his wife. And one day he went to the park and he was feeding pigeons. And when he went home and she asked him where was he at, he knew he couldn't tell her he was feeding pigeons because she wouldn't believe him. He was innocent. He didn't have to defend himself. But in that situation, like, you're not gonna believe me if I tell you this. So now he got to make up some bullshit for you to believe, for her to believe. Like, I got stuck at work, the tire went flat, something like that.
That's crazy as hell.
So you saying like she just assumed things and then he wouldn't be able to explain his way out, like he knew what she would assume?
I'm saying the statement, innocent people don't need a defense. I don't think that's true. If here's another example. If I'm outside and my lady gets a text message from one of her girlfriends to say, I think I just seen your man in the club, it doesn't have to be true. Because she just read that text message, now her thought process is thinking, I was in the club. So now I have to defend myself to get her to calm down. So she not really believing the fact that her homegirl saw me in the club.
Now, see, what I'm going to say to that is you have to know your partner and you have to trust the integrity and the character of the person, or not just that specific person. Just trust yourself enough to be choosing people that you know not gonna lie to you, no matter how ludicrous it sounds. If that man or that woman say, you know, she was feeding pigeons, even though that's like, what the hell you was doing feeding pigeons? Why wouldn't you believe your partner if they said that? Why they gonna lie about feeding pigeons? Like, shit like that is so ludicrous to me.
You'd be surprised what you're not believed. I mean, it be the just because the fact is, if you're dealing with somebody who's not accustomed to, I guess, maybe dealing with a person who's just honest, it don't matter what you say.
And see, that's why I say maturity is everything. Even if you're gonna doubt a little bit, don't automatically accuse. Just like I say, for instance, he gave the example of, you know, a female getting a text saying, I just saw your man at the club. Okay, so maturity would say, you know, that's not where he's supposed to be. That couldn't have been him. I don't know what the hell she's talking about. She done had one too many drinks. She mistaken him for somebody else or whatever. But it is absolutely dead ass wrong for whenever your man come in, you be like, what the fuck you was doing at the club? Why not? Babe, were you at the club tonight? Like, I digress. Maybe I should say innocent people shouldn't need a what was it, an alibi? What was the word? A defense. But I really don't think they need one. To stop dealing with people that don't believe you because they got whatever issues they got going on. I digress. Back to the video. People are irritating as hell. I hate immature people, that unhealed, immature people. Go sit down somewhere and get your damn life. And stop making people suffer for your bullshit and your trauma.
Young women dressed in strips of clothing.
Now, again, context matters. Same exact situation that happened with Sherry Shepherd. Same exact situation that happened with India Ari. You know, India Ari spoke out about the fact that, you know, these women are dressing a certain way, and they were at the Essence Festival, and how distasteful that it was, and how, you know, that was not the time and place for that kind of behavior.
But the video in question was out of context for the Essence Festival.
Go get the money, 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 I got it. Push it, 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 push it.
God have mercy upon us.
Essence is a 53-year-old institution that was always about wholesome Black entertainment. The brand shifted right under people's feet. That's what I meant when I said context.
Here she's saying, you know, Felicia Rashad is saying the women who are on college campuses.
I'm taken aback when I see on a college campus young women dressed in strips of clothing.
Again,
Context matters, right? So we're gonna end that one off because I got a time limit on each. Yeah, okay. We can comment from here. The only reason why I say context matters is because in college, I believe certain positions of life should have a certain, let's say, attire. If you work construction, you should not be out there in like a blazer and khakis. That's all. If you're the pastor, I'm gonna be honest with you. I understand, pastor. You just trying to relate to the crowd a little more. Nah, get up there with your suit on. Just get a more breathable one. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if you got a casual Friday, maybe just take the blazer off. But in some form of fashion, be formal, pastor. You're not supposed to look like how me and 100 Watts look. You're not supposed to be up there looking like us. I'm sorry, pastor. No, I don't know. If you are a sex worker, unless that's part of the tease, don't come in there dressed in the business suit for women. Unless you like, okay, baby, like, yeah, so I heard somebody want to interview. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless that's the mode, you know how you supposed to come in there, right? So my point is, everything in life, police officer, firefighters, everybody has a look to them. Have you ever seen and looked at somebody and then they tell you they in the military or something, and you like, I could tell? You don't have nothing military on. It's a certain, you see, that we carry with us. So that's the only thing I'm saying when it comes to that. I do believe when you are a college student, you should be studious, not just in your academics, but even in how you operate and how you look and go about your life. You can't have your foot in the door, because you know something, I don't know if anybody knows. Long story short, there was this young star, right? There was a young star. Hold on, let me see something here. Make this real quick. It was a young star out in Philly, and he was a rapper. Okay, so he was a rapper right here. So we got this. So this young brother right here, he was a rapper / basketball player. Played a lot of basketball. He did a lot of all of that stuff. You know what happened? He wound up losing his life. Why did this young brother lose his life? Man, because he didn't know how to keep one foot in. I mean, he didn't know how to keep both feet in out of the streets. You can't have one foot in, one foot out. I can't try to be like half of something. That doesn't work. I've actually tried it in my life. I've tried to like partially, you know, I've tried to see, can I still dibble and dabble with the streets and still be like a good dad and all that, and it just don't work, y'all. It just don't. Like you'll have your little moments of like cool, but it just don't work. It don't. And that's something that I've recognized, that I need to have both feet all the way in the door, not one foot in, one foot out. Go ahead and give me what y'all got so I can go ahead and pull up this short. It's a 1 and 29 second short. And I just want you guys' thoughts about what we look at. In my personal opinion, I do believe this is a large part of the reason why the dating market is trash. So that's going to be the last topic. Why the dating market is trash nowadays. And if you feel that way, say so. And if you don't, say so. What y'all got? You can respond to whatever you want. We can kick it off, whatever. Let's go.
Go ahead, kick it off. You said it's only a minute video. I think we could pull it together.
Come over here. Just introduce yourself. Yeah. So, what's your type though?
Okay, so I like a tall guy.
Yeah.
My boy, stay right here for me. Why did you pop your balloon?
Well, it was the fit and the glasses.
The fit. I can't see. How is it my fault? What's your name? What's your name, and your age, and what you do for a living?
My name is Mario. I'm 28. I'm a famous live streamer, and I bring like at least 130,000 a month. So, whoever ready for me, come on. We gone.
Well, nobody popped the balloon. We're gonna go down the line and see why they didn't pop the balloon.
Okay.
What's your name? What's your age? What you do for a living?
I'm Grace. I'm 21, and I'm a waitress and a hairstylist.
Okay, so why didn't you pop your balloon? What do you like about this guy?
Maybe his income, but I can't see his face. So,
you want me to take my mask off?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry. That was so wrong. Dating market is trash. I just wanted to throw that in there. Dating market is some garbage right now. Anybody want to go ahead tapping on that?
Every time I watch these videos, they look like a bunch of 20-someths.
Oh, really? Really?
But no. But here's the thing. Even if you tell me you 45, once I start listening to you talk, now you 22 again. In terms of maturity, like it's crazy.
What you got, sis? What you got?
I am going to respond to the statement you just made with the date market being trash. When I hear that a lot, the dating pool got pee in it, blah, 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 wah, 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 wah. It gets on my freaking nerve. So my thing is, if the dating market is trash, then get the fuck away from the trash can. Why is it trash? Why are you attracting trash? How filthy are you that all you can attract is trash? You feel me? That's all I'm saying. If the dating pool got pee in it, what pool are you fucking swimming in? Go somewhere, swim somewhere else. Like, it's irritating as hell to me.
I ain't mad at you, girl. How you feel about it, Watts? Oh, and you said it was a bunch of like 20-something-year-olds. Before you respond, sir, this is for you. This is for you. That's for you.
I'm Bernard Wright. I'm 63, and I'm looking for a real one.
Hi, my name is Jano. I'm 62 years old, and I'm looking for a real one.
Hi, my name is Big Tony. I'm 63 years old, and I am looking for a real one.
All right, so there you go, Watts. Did we kind of even that age pool out for you there, sir? What? I'm sorry, sis. What I do? What I do?
So it looked like I was frozen, but really
I'm just saying, you know.
I retract everything I previously said.
Hey, there we go.
Everything I previously said. Before you did play the video, I did. Before you played the video, though, you had mentioned you were talking about like presentation, the shit that we wear. You know, like the pastor shouldn't look like what we do right now. Mm-hmm. I think that at the age that we're to, like the college age, I think there isn't an importance of presentation outside of trying to have a good time. Like it's just not really there.
Really? Would you say that's a reason as to why over 60% of marriages don't last past 5 years nowadays, as opposed to, you know, it's a time back? Because they would say a time back was so-called better, but was it really?
I mean, I would say that there's a correlation. I think all of it is based on superficial stuff. So I could say there's definitely a correlation there.
I have a
when we first got together, we were going on trips and vacations. If we was going on trips and vacations, and now we're not doing the same thing no more, and now we divorced. You know, so the materialistic, all that stuff, it do play a factor.
Okay, what you got, sis?
I was wondering, you know, people like to put time limits on things as like a shorter amount of time is so horrible. So I would rather have 5 years of a great marriage than 20 years of a miserable marriage. And people will look at you and say, oh, they've been married for 20 years. But maybe that 20-year marriage, they both was unhappy and they just stayed married because they may not believe in divorce. They may have stayed married for the children. So that time limit stuff don't mean nothing. It's like, just because somebody was married for 15 years don't mean it was great. Just because somebody only stayed married 2 or 3 years, okay, it was good, and then they got out right when it started getting bad. Okay, this ain't good no more. I got to go. What's wrong with that?
So that completely takes all the value away from any vow you made when we got married. If you just going up and leave, you took away the meaning of any vow you meant to, for better, for worse, for sicker, for poor, through all of that. You took all of that away. You stood in front of your family. I'm gonna love you through everything, and we gonna always hold each other down. And now you ready to go as soon as shit get hot. Like, all right. That is why, because it presents differently. Like we were talking about presentation, it presents differently. And then on top of it too, how many times, it's not often that you hear that a marriage ended and it ended amicably. Amicably is the right way to say that. Most of the time, I can't wait to get away from this motherfucker. I can't wait to get away from this person. They were financially abusive, or this person was a cheater, or this person was like. There's always more often than not is a disparaging reason against the other person as to why the relationship ended. So no, if you're telling me that my two options are a 5-year marriage where it's going to end and she's going to talk crazy about me for the rest of my life, or a 20-year marriage where we just dealt with each other, I don't see the problem in that completely.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was actually going to say that, like, what if both people recognized and came to the conclusion that this ain't gonna work? You know, we've had some a few good years, but no, this ain't what we need to be doing. But it does make a huge difference if, you know, it's one of those things, okay, where it started getting bad and somebody just dipped. Yeah, that's a totally different scenario.
I mean, yeah. What I'm saying doesn't negate that there is definitely a space that exists where two grown people can say, you know what, this isn't what I thought it was. Let's go ahead and call this quits. I do understand, and they're grown about it. You know, they can split their assets. They can both move on, go do their own thing. You know, one's not going to talk disrespectfully of the other. That definitely exists. But more often than not, as soon as somebody get divorced, they having a divorce party on TikTok. Let me tell y'all, story time today, girls. Let me tell y'all why I left my man. Like that's what it turns into.
Big facts. Big facts. They will get online in a heartbeat, and I swear on life, they gotta make sure everybody know why you was the worst damn thing on planet Earth.
I'd rather have somebody that's going.
I don't know what it is.
Make the commitment and deal with me for 20 years, because the fact that you was around for 20 years and you knew that sometimes I'd be on my bullshit, but you loved me anyway. I know that sometimes you be on your bullshit, but I loved you anyway. Sometimes we don't really talk to each other, but I loved you anyway.
Now, see, that 20-year relationship, I wasn't talking about like a loving 20-year relationship to where, you know, it just got ups and downs, because relationships have seasons, just like naturally, like we have seasons in life. There's a summer, a winter, a spring, and a fall. So relationships go through seasons. I'm not talking about a loving relationships that's just going through seasons. I'm talking about somebody, I've known people that were married for over 10 years, over 15 years, and they slept in separate beds. They didn't talk to one another. They dated other people. Why you just won't leave that lady alone? Y'all not together for real. So it's like, when you think about that, people will be like, well, they were together for 20 years. People were not together for 20 years. They just didn't.
All right. Oh, wait. Let me ask you this, sis. Last question. Okay, I like that. So the married couple that's still together after 30 years, but they sleep in separate rooms, are they still married? You got the floor, Watts, after that.
To me, marriage is commitment. And a piece of paper saying that you're married, or a piece of paper or a stamp saying you're divorced, does not mean you're divorced. If you are no longer committed to the person that you are supposed to be in a relationship with, whether it's a legal marriage or not, hell no, y'all not still together. Not to me. Just because you living with them, just because ain't no judge pronounced y'all divorced, don't mean y'all still together. Y'all just ain't broke away from one another. But are y'all together? Hell no.
You got the floor, Watts.
I'm just gonna ask. Are you speaking from a? Have you been married?
Me?
Yes, I have been legally married.
Y'all too.
Okay. I think that, like, when I hear like the scenario that he said, like they've been married for this long, but they sleep in separate beds. I don't necessarily think that mean like they don't fuck with each other. That to me, that kind of sound like, yo, I've been around you for 30 years. We know everything about each other. I'm fine with you having your personal space. I want my personal space. Like, who's to say that just because they sleep in separate beds that she still don't make him breakfast before he go to work in the morning?
That's different though. I can dig that. I can totally dig that.
Because when he wakes up in the morning, he says this.
Timepiece Frosty, that's why you only get one chance to cross me.
That's him in the actual club with his side jumps, even though he's like in his 50s and they young. Go ahead, though. Go ahead, Rocco. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Look, and that space probably exists too. They probably both could be doing their own thing. I
And
just
his
don't think
question
that.
was, are those people still together? Would they count as still being together?
Not by paper. I'm talking about how we view when you say married, and when you think of and you picture in your mind marriage, or however you. Some people see it as, oh my God, so many flowers and roses and hearts everywhere. And some people see it as ball and chain. Some people see it as a little bit in between. When you hear
Just
that,
because somebody won't leave you alone don't mean they still with you.
well, I'm saying it also could be financial. They both know, like, look, I you know, I don't want to be with you, but this is a nice house. I mean, really, that's a real thing that happens, bro.
Right.
Like,
And they holding on because they don't want to.
Kids is a factor. Kids, yeah. I'm talking about as far as the image. Like, by then, 30 years, yeah, your kids should be growing out the house. I'm talking about still image. There are a lot of people, family, custom, background. Do you know how many different reasons why somebody won't divorce? That's you know, again, y'all know I'm going to turn that cross into a star. We're going to hit it from many angles. You know what I'm saying? These are all of the little parts that most people look at it just straight up. Well, if they're not together, that means they're not happy and blah, 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 so on and so forth. Or why they didn't separate. No, there are multiple angles in which these things will happen. And
I stand by, they are not together. They are just legally bound. And the same in the opposite way that somebody doesn't have to be legally bound, but they are married. If you have a partner and this woman holds you down and supports you in every way a wife supports and holds down a man, she's everything. Just because y'all haven't stood in front of somebody that says, I now pronounce you and you may now kiss the bride, does not mean that that is not your wife.
That don't mean, okay, but
if a woman is committed to a man and she's doing right by him and she's supporting him and she's with him and she has made a vow to him personally with her vow is her commitment, not some words and what a judge declares or what a preacher declares. She is your wife. Everybody that I am in a committed, serious relationship with is my husband. That's my philosophy, because I commit myself fully to my partner.
That's
totally
right.
And completely 100%. And I don't need, when somebody asks you ask somebody, what is a husband? A husband takes care of his wife. He supports her emotionally. They are building together. So if me and my partner are doing that, how are we not married? Because a piece of paper ain't said so. That I digress.
And I ain't even mad at you, sis. Watts, go ahead, get on up in there.
My mic is muted.
Rock out.
That is an interesting concept to hear out loud.
Okay, now.
One that I've thought about many a times.
Okay.
Because to me, as a man, I don't see the expectations of me changing because we're married.
All right.
Everything that I was responsible for doing before we were married, I'm gonna have to do after we were married. I do think that the only thing that changes now is paperwork. Now, that's not to negate that may come with some benefits like tax cuts and yada yada and whoop-de-woos and all of that. I do understand that exists as well. There's a business aspect to that as well. Some people don't see the value. Like, it's just there's no value to that portion to a lot of people of the marriage. So if I don't see the value, what's going to change? Like, why does it matter? Like you said, I've committed.
what you're saying as a man. Trust me, just man to man. I'm right there with you on that one. Yeah, you spot on.
And see, the problem is most people are not used to real partnership because we just out here fucking.
Do you think is that, or do you think it's more so because society is trained and taught us that everything is to be independent? So now when we go around parading independence, when you're in a circumstance in which a relationship consists of being interdependent, I believe a lot of people just don't know how to now adjust. Believe it or not, I think that's why a lot of people are so in agreement with long distance relationships now, because you're going to have more time apart than with, more than likely. It's not like that person's right up or down the street from you in the same area vicinity. And I'm saying it's like on a large scale, like I've peeped at. There is something about that just brings about I don't really have to build myself or really be held accountable in multiple ways. It's so many different factors that come into it, but the main thing I'm speaking of is that when you're not close to a person, a lot of times it's like out of sight, out of mind. You won't think about the relationship as strong as you would up close. Be quite honest with you, if you get what I'm saying. You just won't. You won't think about it as tough. It's like, it's there, but it's not. And so thus what happens, things can slowly fall apart for people. And if you're not close to a person, it don't hurt as much, or it don't really feel like nothing if things do fall apart, because there's no real connection there. So because of that, I don't think it's a lot of times nowadays in these relationships, a lot of people don't care as much, I would say, is because there's not many dynamics that are set up to put us in positions to care as much. If you're supposed to be independent, then you're not supposed to care too much about the interdependence and how to become one and what's supposed to become. You're just not going to think about it. That's all. And I'm saying that's only for that category of people who actually want to indulge in that perspective and aspect of life, and that is, say, the committed part. Now, those who live more so of the more, I would say, free side of life, those rules of engagement are totally different. Why? Because they're definitely going to vary from circumstance to circumstance. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the realm of life that consists of. And whoever steps into that, just know what it consists of and know which section and sector of that you're going to go into. And be prepared for whatever come with it. You smell me now? But yeah, I don't know. Any final thoughts before we get up out of here, people? I appreciate y'all. What you over there thinking about, sis? Cause you know what I'm saying? Go ahead. I'm gonna get to you. Go ahead, Watts. Go ahead, Watts. Now you first.
Nothing much. I was just without being judgmental, you have to be a special breed of people to prefer a long distance relationship. Big ups for anybody that's their preference. They operate better like that. But yeah, you a special kind of human, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Cause I don't like judging folks. More power to them.
I love it, sis. I love it. Watts.
When you said the first thing in my head was working from home in a long distance relationship is crazy. That sounds. Anyway, my brain just be going to weird places.
Why do you say that though? In what way?
Working from home and in a long distance relationship is basically doing everything you can to disconnect yourself from human contact. Because I'm pretty sure you're getting food, DoorDash, probably getting Walmart Plus sent to the crib. Probably, you in a house. You ain't even connecting with people. And even the person you playing you want to be with, you only with whenever they in town. That sounds crazy. So yeah, you have to be a different type of person for a long distance relationship. That's
I think I might do a whole show on that. Now,
yeah, because I didn't even say what my first thought was, because I didn't want to be judgmental.
Nah, listen, that don't exist over here. You can say what you want. Everybody can.
No, it's a personal.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
But you can speak your thoughts. I don't care. Just don't get the channel. As long as YouTube don't mind you saying it, I don't care if you say. I don't care.
I mind me saying it. It's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Etiquette.
Oh, what's the freaking word when you have a
preference? What standard?
No, not preference. I think it starts with a C. Your conviction. I have a personal conviction as to not to try my best not to be judgmental, because there are so many different types of people on this planet. So I'm very mindful about what I say, just because I have a opinion about something. So yeah.
I ain't mad at you. So with that being said, I definitely appreciate everybody.
But if you make that a topic of a whole show, I might have to bring it on out.
No, I will. I mean, that ain't nothing. Yeah, whatever I know that you guys want to talk about, I come up with topics and stuff. But I tell people all the time, yo, if you got my Instagram, anything, hit my DM. Tell me, hey, this would be.
Man, look, right now I'm on this whole pick me thing, and why that's such a bad thing. Can we do that, please? Because these women that's talking about women that are pick me women, that is getting on my effing nerves.
Okay, all right. Well, just stay tuned. You'll see how this works. It really is that simple. And I like to demonstrate. So yeah, any ideas that I'm speaking to the audience, any ideas that you guys may have, man, just let me know. Because I want to give us, what it is that we want to talk about. If you know certain things y'all want to talk about, let me know. But with that being said, I appreciate everybody. I digress. You already know.
My mic is muted.
Respect to the family. We're gonna go ahead and end this one off with Definitely I Am My Brother's Keeper. Let's rock out.